Check, 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 check.
Test, test, test. Testing, testing. 1, 2, check. Check, check, check. Check, check.
Check.
Check, 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 check.
Okay.
Welcome to our live coverage of the 2017 Riley Cup Draft Night. Brought to you by our friends at Super Smooth, the official lubricant of the Major League Wiffle Ball. You know what it's for.
We are live. 2017 coverage of the Venn Memorial Tournament.
What an intro, Will.
Wow, I don't even know what to do there. Let me get you on the screen. The voice of wiffle ball, Dick Foreskins, my cohort, my co-conspirator now for 17 long years.
It's been, thank you. It's been unbelievable. I have to give it up to our amazing introduction by Paige Senna, who hit it out of the park. Great job. Great
Way
job.
to go.
Thank you.
And thank you, of course, to our sponsors, Super Smooth, the official lubricant of Major League Wiffle Ball. You know exactly what it's for, you dirty devil. It is I, Mahalo, Melikaliki Maka, Abugla Yagada, Wagi Mugi Wageo. It's Dick Foreskins, the voice of Wiffle Ball. Live. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are live in your mind tonight. Very, very exciting. Will Senna, a huge night, a historic night, and we are all here. We're all strapping in for an exciting night. It's draft night, first time ever, Will.
We have so much coverage that not even your foreskin could cover it, Dick.
True story.
I want to start off right now by saying thank you to our sponsor, Super Smooth.
Absolutely.
We all know what it's for. Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, that was a downer.
That was a downer right
give
there.
Give it up to Jeff on a sour note.
Killing us a little bit there.
Yeah.
So we will start off now by talking coverage in 2017. We are here to create all the hype in the hype machine, and we will just continue the broadcast, even though we're trying things.
Yeah.
So we are going to start off now by talking about the 2017 draft. We are getting ready to come up with a plan of attack, and the first pick of the draft is about 5 minutes from being awarded to one lucky recipient, one team captain that are downstairs in our war room right now.
There
There's
they
a
are.
live picture. NWO captain.
Matt Knopper is in the building. Guys, we have 5 teams drafting tonight, 6 teams playing tomorrow. Again, this is a huge night, and you can tell that there's some tension in that war room.
We're gonna take a time. How's the level down there? Is it better now?
Was Jeff still whining?
All right, now we got a good level. Life is good. In the war room, you see, we're gonna bring you continuing coverage as this draft unfolds.
Very exciting. Oh,
A lot going on here. All right, let's talk right now about Wiffle Wives Matter. Our team of all ladies that's going to be taking on many, many people, many critics, if I may, Dick Foreskins, of the game that want to raise havoc over these ladies that want to, frankly, embarrass the men.
Well, let's be honest here. This is a long time coming. There has been this has been building for a long time. It's been simmering just beneath the surface, and I am excited about this. I know, Will, you've been doubting what the women are going to do this year. I'm going to tell you, I know for a fact that Kate Valone has been pitching. I know Jenna Talbot, she's been taught the nerve. As I understand it, she has a mastery.
She has nerve.
Well, she does. As I understand it, she has a mastery of the nerve. Thank you.
You got that?
And
You okay
yeah,
over there?
I don't
You
know
all
what
right
any of my sounds are. But I do. I think the women's team is going to surprise a lot of people tomorrow, and I don't think the men should take them lightly.
I think anybody thinks they're going to come into this game and it's going to be a cupcake is in for a rude awakening. None of these ladies are at all rookies to the MLW.
No.
All of them have at least their first professional career hit, with the exception of Shannon, I believe.
I believe you're right.
I think that these ladies are going to bring a lot more to the table than a lot of people are giving them credit for, and people need to have their game face on and be ready to play.
Yes.
When Wiffle Wives matter, bring the game tomorrow morning.
I'm telling you, do not sleep on these ladies. But of course, tonight is all about the draft night, Will.
That's right. And they are not taking part in the draft. They believe that their talent is well enough established that they don't need any men around to mess it up, frankly. And you know what? I don't know. I don't necessarily argue with them.
Do you hear me saying anything?
No, Dick. I believe that blue wall behind you, that was a bad. We're gonna have to do something about that.
What's wrong? Am I glowing again?
It's definitely. It's not.
Guys, this is as tan as I've ever been.
We have the exact same
in my life,
and we have the exact same paint behind us.
Right.
And somehow you look like you're behind a blue screen.
I feel like I'm on a Willy Wonka set.
I feel like we could put Hawaii behind you.
Blue,
and it would just be
Hawaii.
right up there.
That's right. Who would know the difference?
All right. Now,
our studio audience is out of control.
Enough said. Let's get on to business. The business at hand is the draft and establishing the draft order.
Huge.
Right now, in front of me, lest anyone think that there's any shenanigans going on.
Zero chicanery.
I have everyone's ticket.
Wow.
In this hat.
Wow.
I'm going to extend it to you.
Me.
And we're going to start to pull. Now, for everyone at home.
Okay.
There's a lot going on right now. Everyone at home, we need to understand that the first team name that's drawn out of this hat right now will be the number 5 pick. The number 5. I don't know where my camera is. The number 5 pick. And we will work our way down to the suspense, hopefully, of who is the number 1 draft order. At that moment, we will start a time clock on my phone, which I have right here.
Wow.
Which won't stop going off.
Stop. Just leave it alone.
I'm on the air. At this point, we need to let everybody know that the captains will be texting their picks to me as they're put on the clock. They will have 30 minutes after the final pick to think about their strategy, think about what's going on before we will call for the first team to come up and actually establish the historical first ever pick in the 2017, the first ever competitive draft this league has ever seen.
And I think this is a day that I don't think anyone 17 years ago would have seen coming. That
many people fought it.
Many people fought it, but man, you cannot fight the tide of history, and we are on the right side of history as we go into draft night. Well, right off let's talk briefly if we can. We're going to have our first draft pick when? Or when are we drawing?
Momentarily. I mean, literally. We're just building the suspense.
Is that what's going on?
That's what's going on.
All right. Number 1 draft pick. Who's your pick?
I got to say that, if I get the number 1 pick right now, I got to weigh my options because you have Sean Laney, who is obviously lights out. His name says it all.
It does.
The man's a 5-tool player, and he only plays 3 parts of the game.
Figure it out.
Not even a GM.
Do the math.
This guy's getting off a red eye. He's that dedicated to the sport that he's actually going to be flying right now. He's on a plane, making his way to the East Coast from Greater San Diego. And the man is a beast. Yeah. To pass him up as number 1, I got to believe we're going to be making fun of that general manager that does that in the next year, 2, 3. At some point, we're going to get into the conversation of you were the guy that passed up so-and-so. Whether it's Laney, whether it's Perro, whether it's Pearson. There's 100 names in this draft, really just 31. But there's a bunch of names in the draft that could easily go number 1 here. My top 5 that could be number 1.
Yep.
Because that's what you asked me for, and I got off on a crazy tangent.
A little bit.
I'm going to say Mike Farrell.
Yeah.
Sean Laney.
Matt O'Brien.
Matt O'Brien. Easily could be a pick up there. Yep. You got to look at the other Farrell brother, Bill. I mean, both of them are amazing picks, and then nobody should sleep on Pearson or Durfee or Shipsky. I mean, and then we have the unknowns.
Well, here's the other thing.
3 rookies.
Well, another thing to consider is which GM do you see? We're moments away from finding out the draft order. Who will be picking the number 5 spot? Just moments away. Which of the GMs do you think is going to stand out?
I got to think that right now every GM has done their homework.
I agree.
And talking to the commissioner, before we got involved today, before he sequestered himself away from everything.
Smartly.
There was an immense amount of talk between the GMs. They just were going back and forth with what are the options? Are there trade options? There's no set trade rules in order as it stands right now. I'm told the commissioner is working on that right now, and he may hand me some announcement before the end of the show on what the trade rules will actually be.
That's suspenseful. There's some suspense for you.
I'm just going to say this. We have so much to cover in tonight's show, but let's just get to the draft order, and let's let these captains decide and start to work on what they're going to do.
All right, here. Let's see if I can.
Can we get a little drum roll, a little timpani?
Little timpani?
Do we have it?
I don't know what's going on with it. Oh, hold on. There we go.
The number 5 pick in the 2017 MLW draft is.
I believe this is one pick. Here it goes. Opening it up. The number 5 pick is the black and white of the NWO.
Wow, NWO. What that is an amazing story. Matt Knopper coining the term for NWO. Moving over from the Thundercats.
The new Whipple order.
They will be picking 5th and also 6th. Back-to-back picks for the New World Order manager, Matt Knopper. They are talking right now in the war room.
Look at this.
Matt's, I don't know if he's happy
Deals
or
being
sad.
made. I think there's already draft trades being made right now.
I call shenanigans, and I don't even know what's going on.
Collusion. Collusion.
I think the Russians are involved.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
This is exciting. This is exciting.
Jeff, have you been talking to the Russians at all before the draft? Mr. Brisbane, can you have you been? No, never mind.
All right,
moving on.
Let's do it.
Dick Foreskins, the voice of wiffle ball. I'm going to hand you this hat, and we will have the ceremonial number 4 pick in the 2017 draft.
The number 4 pick in the 2017 Riley Cup Championship Tournament is none other than the Raw Dogs. Whoa!
Wow! For people who don't know, Logan Perro is saddling up for his first race as general manager. This kid is no stranger to the MLW. Don't ever sleep on this kid. Raw Dog is definitely looking to compete. Now the 4th pick in the 2017
the Raw Dog,
MLW draft.
You cannot discount Logan Perro's what he's picked up from this game. He's grown up around it. This is very exciting. We go now to the number 3.
The number 3 pick.
Ooh, this is an honor. What an honor this is, folks. I tell you.
Dick Foreskins, it's always great to hear your voice.
Oh, the number 3 pick. Could we have crumpled these any tighter?
We wanted to be fair. We wanted to make sure nobody could see anything.
All right. The number 3 pick in the 2017 Riley Cup Draft, Colt 45.
Wow. The War Room. What is going on down there?
What? Now, man, right now I'm thinking about all the other teams that have not been drawn yet.
We see
Jeff Brisbane.
Look at the people
Wolfpack pacing.
Who's left? Who's left right now? Let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah, I think it's worth talking about.
Who's in the hat? Who's actually in the hat now? Is this Burnsy and Briz?
It's the Athletics and the Wolfpack.
Wow. Let's just do it one last time. The defending 2016 champion Athletics.
Absolutely.
Are possibly in the running for the first round pick. We are coming up right now, Paul.
This is big.
The number 2 pick, which also will give us the number 1 pick.
Wow.
Is.
What a moment. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. They are the number 2 pick.
That means the Athletics get the number 1 pick.
What a moment.
Let me establish my time clock. Wow, there he is on the draft room screen celebrating.
The A-team is in the building. The Athletics.
With the number 1 pick in the 2017 draft. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to take a breather because there's a lot going on.
There is.
We're going to set the clock, though. The clock is officially running, captains. If you want to set your watches synchronized, I'm about to mark the time at 30 minutes in 3, 2, 1. Mark.
This is exciting. The clock is running, and the A's are on the clock, Will. How are you feeling right now, buddy?
I don't even know what just happened, but I am so excited, and I am electrified. But let's cut the mics for a few minutes.
Absolutely.
I need to fill my drink.
Absolutely.
We need to reset a few cameras, and it's time for speculation. conjecture, slander
Hyperbole.
at some point.
Yes.
And it's going to go on for the next 25 minutes. We'll be back in 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
In the meantime, folks, be sure to tweet us using the hashtag RileyCup2017. If you tweet with that, your tweet will appear on our program on the very top of the screen, and we'll make fun of you and
The whole time.
and marginalize you. We'll be right back. Don't go away. back up.
And
Woo!
we return to the 2017 Venn Memorial Draft.
Welcome back.
All these players are vying for one thing, and that's the Riley Cup, which is pictured just over to the right off screen, not pictured.
Well, that wasn't that was some shitty
that
planning.
was a horrible planning on my part. Someone moved that. I put it at the front of the table.
Now, jerks. But there you see that the GM's commiserating. You guys,
Let the speculation begin. I've been waiting for this all week.
If you are just tuning in, then you just tuned in and you just missed the draft. We found out our draft order in the number 5 pick. It was the new Wiffle order led by Matt Knopper. Number 4, the Raw Dogs, Logan Perro, his first time as a GM. Number 3, Colt 45. Dolan's got to be
beside himself.
Beside himself. The number 2 pick, always the bridesmaid. It's Jeff Brisbane. And the number 1 pick, wow, Joe Burns, the Athletics here. This is going to be, this is riveting. This is riveting stuff.
Here we are with a live picture of the MLW draft room. People looks like already talking intimately. There's some sort of massage going on.
Jeff Brisbane's been mumbling in the corner. What was that? What was that handshake? What was that?
What is that? There are no trades or anything, so I'm not really sure what just happened now.
I just love that.
Look at Burns with the social media. Big rig Jeff Perro attending the draft in person, wanted to be here to see history. You just got to love that first ballot Hall of Famer.
I'd love to know what Jeff Perro is thinking right now, but at the same time, we ain't got time for that.
We don't have time.
We don't have time. The A's are on the clock.
Let's get into the action and the speculation.
Let's do it.
I'm going to throw it up there right now. You're Joe Burns. You're in the hot seat.
Right.
Who's your first pick?
I think you nailed it on the head. Is it Sean Laney? Is it one of those top 5? Laney seems like a shoo-in, but we've got a handful of rookies, to your point earlier, that also could rear their heads in the early rounds. Maybe these GMs know something. Maybe Burns knows something I don't.
This could be possibly.
I don't know.
Well, I think that's a sure, Dick Foreskins. But let's just go back to the fact that you had a great point before you stepped in it.
Thank you.
Sean Laney, possibly the number 1 overall pick. Time will tell. We have about 21 minutes now until the draft actually begins.
Right.
The A's will officially be on the clock. They'll have 5 minutes to get their first pick in. And this is a big pick for Joe Burns. If you really want to break it down, he doesn't get another pick for 8 more picks.
I think that math is accurate.
Or 9 maybe.
Oh, shit.
I think
all I know is, we're talking about how Joe Burns feels. How do the players feeling? The pool is vast. It's a vast pool.
Well, let's say you don't have Sean Laney. Who are you going to go with? You're talking about how vast the pool is. Let's narrow it down. We're talking about the overall number 1 pick, the team that is literally building their franchise from scratch.
Listen, if you want leader, it really depends on what you're looking for in the early rounds. Are you looking for a guy who's going to put up crazy stats every game? I
think it matters what type of GM you are as well.
Well, think of it.
Are you a pitching GM or no?
The Thundercats have never had more than 3 players on their team. How's a Sean Laney going to react on a team of 5 or 6 players where maybe he's not the superstar on the team?
And notice that they couldn't get over the hump with just 2 players. They had to add the third player. There's only 1 team in history, maybe 2. That have actually won the cup. Team Louis, of course, being the first 2-man team back in 2003, the inception of Venn Memorial Field.
They set the
precedent. First incarnation.
They set the precedent.
And then, of course, followed up by the Wiffle Kings that won 3 straight from 2010 through 2012.
Oh, boy.
Just for people at home watching.
Historical perspective is
you gotta get
so
it right.
important.
You got to get it right.
Now, let's talk about it. I mean, you want to know who else? If we're talking about experience for a number 1 pick, it's Jeff Perro, without question.
Wow.
And leadership and experience.
Whoa, the 2009 MVP.
And that's why he's
general
here.
Manager of Ramrod.
Listen, say what you want about Jeff Perro. Chances are I've said it first.
Well, you know what? Do you want to be Joe Burns in 2 years when Perro leads his team to the promised land for his 3rd ever title? Do you want to be the guy that passed him up and took Laney?
Right.
And maybe Laney sauced it up a little bit, tripped over a wiffle ball bucket full of balls, and he blows it again. I mean, let's be honest. Only 1 team has ever repeated, and there's been no other team.
3 times they did it. 3 times.
Yeah, but they had to repeat once first, and no other team has repeated besides the Wiffle Kings. Come on. And then they went on to 3-peat. So, I mean, but that's history.
We are here on the 2017 MLW Draft Night. It is I, Dick Foreskins, the voice of Wiffle Ball, live in Studio 68 2.0. And man, what a feeling. What an incredible facility.
We have so much going on right now. So you still haven't given me what your first pick is. We've only been waiting for
I said Jeff Parrow.
Oh, Jeff Parrow's wow.
He would be my first pick.
I thought you were joking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. That was serious.
Boy,
and stuff. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to go to mine. Then I'm going to make a real pick for all those people at home who are really counting on this fantasy draft in the Vegas Sportsbook. I think without a doubt, my first pick, I'm trying to find him on the screen.
Well, you said it. You said Laney earlier. I assumed you'd hold to that.
No. See, I have concerns with Laney. I have a lot of concerns. First of all, he's taking a red eye. What's his condition when he get off the plane?
He does this every year, Will. He does this every year to the wire.
Does he drink so much Jameson at this point that he, again, costs his team a possible chance as a repeat? There's a lot of questions with Laney.
So who's your man?
Off-field behavior is my biggest concern.
Sure.
I think that right now as a general manager, if I had the number one overall pick, I'm looking at this guy right here.
Wow, Bill Farrell.
Bill Farrell.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here you bring up an interesting point. Bill Farrell, a guy who, if you're not looking deep, might fly under the radar. But you also have to remember his relationship with Joe Burns of the Athletics.
Are these general managers going to draft along friendship lines?
Right.
Or are they going to make the tough decisions as a general manager who's going to allow them to win the cup this year?
Right.
Theoretically, this draft resets everything.
It does.
Anybody can win tomorrow, depending on what they do today. Is it friendship, or is it all about the rings, people?
I got to tell you, as we take a look at the MLW Draft War Room, I have to be wondering what those GMs are thinking. We're missing a couple GMs.
Why are they even talking to one another? I see Mr. Dolan has made an appearance downstairs.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we love it.
The number 3 pick, Colt 45.
Colt 45. We'll be talking to him very soon here. Hope he did great at the track today, by the way.
Oh.
Great job. What was that?
I don't know.
Wow.
Well, it was not what it was supposed to be.
I almost threw my cans off. All right, let's get back to business here. Okay. We've talked about the first and the second round pick. Let's get to the third, the fourth, the fifth pick. When it simmers, Dick Foreskins, when I have to really think and contemplate what to do.
Personally, if I'm a GM, this is why I'm not a GM. I
couldn't handle the pressure. I'd be downstairs in the fetal position.
I agree with you. That's when I would go with who's the heavy hitter in round 2 that makes it through those, as you said, 8 or 9 picks. This decision on Burns' shoulders right now, I do not envy the pressure.
No, and I don't like to be in Colt 45's shoes either, frankly, because
they're
let's
right
just
in the heart
hypothetically say, all right, Sean Laney's gone, Bill Farrell's gone. You have so many people left to take at that point. Third, fourth, fifth. I'd almost rather have the 5th pick than the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. Because you can at least mess it up with the 5th,
and you can recover
and get it right with the 6th.
Immediately thereafter, follow it up. That's a great point, Will. But I think you also have to remember these guys have been studying. These guys did not come unprepared. We touched on it at the very start of our program. At the very start of this telecast, we touched on it. We said these guys have been preparing. These guys, Matt Knopper, for example, I hear tell, did 5 to 6 mock drafts, and he was pleased with every outcome before he came here tonight, and that was just in the last few days.
How do you get pleased with every outcome? I'm just curious there. So basically, he's happy no matter what.
Well,
that sounds like a loser's mentality to me.
Okay, you say that, but take a look. Again, we talked about the vastness of the pool. You talked about a Bill Pearson. You talked about all these guys. There's no schlubs playing. I mean,
there really isn't. And I'll throw up Bill's stats right there on his card, his lifetime stats. Man,
Van Memorial Field really coming through this year with the graphics. Great job to the team.
It's been an unbelievable thing. But what about this guy? I know that a lot of people are sleeping on this guy.
Yep.
I mean, no hitter in the championship game. If you're in the first round,
Eli.
3rd, 4th, 5th pick, how do you pass up on a guy who threw a no-hitter in the championship game? And oh, by the way, his team as a general manager only finished 2nd 5 times.
Right. FTG on that one, buddy.
And then how do you pass up on this guy?
Wow. Chris D'Agostino. You're absolutely right. The Ballston Ballbags, he was a stalwart on that team. Did a fantastic effort.
Dick, how do you pass up on this guy?
Man. James is dirty. James is dirty.
But then how do you pass up on this guy?
Well,
Matt
yeah.
O'Brien.
Yeah, Matt O'Brien.
Easily could be the #1 overall pick today. We could be selling him short by not looking at his pitching skills.
Good point.
Let's look at it. He really is a two-tool player.
Well,
we don't see him on the mound often. I haven't seen him in the big game for the A's traditionally. We've been looking at Joe Burns on the mound. We've been looking at Bill Farrell on the mound. I don't know if we've ever seen Mike Farrell on the mound, but Matt O'Brien is truly a true hitter of MLW.
Well, see, Will, this is why perhaps Matt Knopper came out of those 5 or 6 mock drafts feeling pretty good. I think you just answered your own question, buddy. You could any pick is a good pick this year. Let's be honest. Let's call it like it is.
Well, let's get back to the pressure seat, if I may. Joe Burns on the hot seat right now. We are about 17 minutes away on the draft clock from actually starting the 2017 competitive draft for Venn Memorial Championship. The Riley Cup once again up for grabs. Who's going to touch it, Dick?
Will Senna, it is I, Dick Foreskins, the voice of football. I'm so sorry, neighbors, but it's great to be here. Oh, man, the energy in this complex is out of control. As I don't know how Joe Burns is focusing as the Athletics remain on the clock. How much time we got, Will?
If we keep going back to the war room, we can see that Jeff Brisbane moves over there and keeps disturbing his chain of thought. I don't know if that's strategic or if they think some sort of trade news is going to come down. But as of right now, let's be very clear.
Let's be blunt.
There are no trades during the draft.
Surprise, motherfucker.
As I understand it right now, there are no trades after the draft.
And now, can that change? I mean, what you said there was going to be some discussion.
All right, I'm going to leak a little bit of information that I understand as it is right now, Dick Foreskins. Let me bring up the sheets here.
Sure.
I was handed this, but I was told not to talk about it.
What is that? Will, what do you got there?
The commissioner is announcing trades right now on the air.
Hold on a second. Yours right now? All right, here we go.
I don't know if I have to go ahead, but I'm going to do it.
Just do it. Ask for forgiveness later, my friend.
Trade rules will appear on VennMemorialField.com, the website where all the rules for MLW can be found. Right now, the commissioner is handing down ruling that the trade clause will be as followed. Teams can propose a trade to the commissioner. The commissioner has the right to rebuke that trade immediately if it is deemed ridiculous.
Is that the quote?
That's
okay, all right.
in print. Okay. If it's deemed as acceptable to push out to the other team captains, the other 5 team captains, will be notified of the trade parties. There will be a vote that will then come out to whoever the majority rule is on the captains will have to say whether this trade is somewhat fair or not. Dick, right. I think that's going to make the captains think, well,
is there a deadline?
If I want to trade down the road,
right?
I want to be unfair to other people?
Sure.
So there's going to be some sort of gentleman's rule, I would assume here,
be.
that these guys are going to live by as they create these trades in good faith to one another. But that is the rule as it stands right now. The trade rule is established and will be updated on VennMemorialField.com after tonight's broadcast.
That's a blockbuster, Will.
The commissioner says that the captains have any problem with that, they can F off.
Wow.
There's news. Yeah. News is happening right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on.
So is there a deadline, a trade deadline?
There is no trade deadline.
The game is tomorrow. The tournament's tomorrow.
It's an open-ended trade. I'm saying
it's
that
in perpetuity.
The rules are out there.
Perpetuity.
I'm assuming this is the rules for on or off season.
I got to look into this, Will. This is a story. This is a
story. It sounds like an executive order to me, which is probably influenced by the Russians at some point.
Listen, I think how much time we got left from the first pick?
13 minutes now. Let's let the banter continue.
Sure.
All right, let's put ourselves in the shoes, which is not always easy to do,
it's not.
Of General Manager Rob Dolan. You have the 3rd pick in the first round, Dick Foreskins.
Sure.
I'm going to throw it out there for you. Bill Farrell, Sean Laney gone. Who's next?
Bill Farrell, Matt O'Brien.
Right? Now, are you saying that because Rob Dolan is a proven pitcher and has already carried his team once to a title?
We've seen Colt 45 and the A's slug it out like few I mean, that's a rivalry.
Many times late in the day, in
late
twilight
games.
If I
It
can.
just always seems to come down to those two teams when it matters most. And I think that Dolan has a respect for the Athletics. And I think, man, if Matt O'Brien's still sitting out there.
I can also say that he also knows how to beat him because he dispatched them in 2014 when Colt 45 went on to win it all in their first Riley Cup victory.
Hey, you asked the question for me, it'd be Matt O'Brien 100%. And I think Dolan's smart enough would be smart enough to make that pick.
I'm going to throw you a curveball here, and I bet you a lot of captains don't have this number 3 pick on
the
draft board.
I was born with a little curve.
If I'm Rob Dolan, you know who I take? Surprise pick. You know who I take?
Who's it going to be?
Jeremy Durfee.
Ooh. Wow.
Possibly one of the greatest pure hitters of the game right now. So I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm Rob Dolan. I know I can pitch.
Yep.
I know I can put the team on my back.
Yep.
I'm going to walk up to that mound. I'm just going to handle it. And I'm going to say, Jeremy, just handle it at the plate. I'm going to concentrate on the day of pitching. So at this point, you know, it's an unbelievable turn of events. I don't know who he goes with. You and I are clearly not in agreement.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time, and it would be a really boring show. If we were, right? I mean, that's why I'm here. Come on, guys. Listen, I as you're looking at this, you know, I'm really curious, what's Logan going to do? Logan is an unproven general manager. Again, we talked about it. He's grown up around the game. He has it in his blood. His father, Jamie Perro, has been in every tournament. I believe he's one of 2 players to ever to appear in every tournament. And he, of course, was there. He was the first person I ever interviewed.
Fresh out of the womb, if I may, out of the bakery.
Yes, I was.
It was kind of uncomfortable, but you know what? You asked hard-hitting questions.
That's right.
The kid gave nothing. A true interview veteran.
And I have to assume that he's keeping it pretty close to the chest right now in regards to what his draft picks are going to be. Again, he's got that fourth pick. Then he's going to be coming right back with the 7th. And that's a lot of weight on that young man who again, unproven general manager, very smart, knows the players.
I think you're short-selling this young man. I got to believe that with his experience, he's been around longer, put this in perspective, than anyone on the A's, than anyone on Swallows, and anyone on Legacy. So you're going to now question this young man's integrity.
Listen.
Unproven. I think that's a very, very hard stance from a commentator.
Well, listen, I calls it like I sees it. Have Steel Erection ever made it to the a championship game?
Never.
Have they ever made it to the semifinals?
They were never under Logan's leadership.
That's absolutely true, but I'm talking. Listen, he's got
his card up right
here. He's got a lot to prove.
This young man is not even 16 years old at this point. He's played in already. Dick, do you know how many tournaments?
Jesus, I don't.
I'm going to say 8. I could be wrong, but I think he's played in 8 tournaments already.
I understand.
The young man in half of his life has been in wiffle ball.
I get it. But is that, again, he's unproven. In my eyes, he's unproven to make decisions like this. And again, it can go either way. He can either be a virtuoso, or it could be a disaster.
There is a lot going on. We're talking about Logan Perro right now in front of his grandmother, the general manager of Raw Dog. I love it.
I'm telling you, this complex is buzzing right now. There's a lot of activity. I don't know what happened. There's a lot of activity, a lot of people milling hither and thither.
Venn Memorial Complex Studio 68.2,
2.0,
as we have coined
2.0,
is now in effect. We are happy to say that the move went well. We are established. As you can see, all the cameras are working. All the cameras are working.
Beautiful.
We got to get the paint fixed behind Dick
I don't
Forskins,
understand.
but everything's fine. I'm going to say, I am way underdressed. I had no idea you were going to come like this today.
Listen, man.
Look at you.
I came. You got to keep it professional.
You even ironed. You even ironed.
No, I have people for that.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
On to the speculation. Let's go a little deeper now.
Let's do it.
I'm going to put you in the shoes.
We haven't talked about Matt Knopper yet and what Knopper's thinking. How disappointed was he to hear his name pulled out of my hat first?
Something tells me he's sitting right where he wants to be. I got to believe.
He is crafty.
He's a crafty veteran. You got to really understand, if you're 1, 2, or 3, did you really lose the draft? Did you really lose the draft?
No.
I mean, seriously.
And listen, again, this is an unprecedented event in Major League Wiffle Ball, what's going down tonight. This is a first ever draft, the implications of which will ripple throughout this business in the sport for decades to come. Matt Knopper, you think he's cool as a cucumber?
I really do. I got to believe he already knows what he's doing first, second, third round. Maybe you get to the fourth and fifth round, he's going to maybe question things, maybe reshuffle his board, but obviously he's been working this board. 6 simulated drafts. I mean, I wonder on his draft board if he could tell us right now who Rob Dolan picked in the 4th round.
Wow.
If he simulated the drafts.
Well, listen.
Let's just throw it out.
Oh man, this is a crazy night. Again, Knopper may be in the catbird seat with that back-to-back 5-6 pick. The more I look at this, and the more I start playing it out in my brain, the more I'm thinking that advantage Knopper right now.
It's a great point. Now, let's move on.
Sure.
To
thank you
where this guy falls.
Jeff Brisbane,
Jeff
the
Brisbane, a veteran of the game, playing in his 15th tournament.
Wow, think about that.
Do the numbers. Don't hurt yourself.
Yep.
Just that's like 3 times 5, I think. That's like 3 half decades the guy's been playing.
So we talked earlier about first-round picks. Now, obviously, Jeff Brisbane is not in the draft pool this year. He's serving as a general manager. If I was picking,
where did the Wolfpack fall again?
They are the number 2 pick.
The number 2 pick.
Yeah, they're picking.
Wow.
Yeah, he's picking second.
The
Always the
number
bridesmaid,
2 pick.
Jeff Brisbane.
So
he dressed for the occasion.
I really got a question when you have the number 2 pick, and behind you is the number 3 pick in NWO.
Nope, it's Colt 45.
Sorry.
It's all good.
With NWO 2 picks back,
sure.
We now can pretty much rest assured that Sean Laney and Matt Knopper will be split up as a team. Is there any way that Laney falls to 4?
There's no way Laney makes it with Knopper.
So we're talking about history in the making right
now.
Now
I'm going to tell you right now.
The Thundercats have never been separated going back to their rookie seasons when they played for Legacy.
Right.
Just so you're aware. I mean, there's a lot of action in the war room right now. Matt Knopper
I'm going to tell you,
in the line of fire.
I'm going to tell you right now that Jeff Brisbane and Sean Laney have formed a little bit of a budding friendship.
Dick Forskins, I'm going to cut you off for a second. We are inside 10 minutes.
You're kidding me.
We are inside 10 minutes. I'm going to let the general managers know. Very, very quickly. The A's hot seat is about to fire up.
Wow.
Joe Burns.
Now, is it 30 minutes in between each pick?
No. It's 5 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes in between each pick. Once the draft started, we just wanted to hype and speculate for a solid 24.
I love it. And I'm going to tell you, we are approaching DEFCON 1.
I think we need to take a pee break.
Smart plan.
If I may.
Yep.
Because let us get back with about 3 or 4 minutes to go before the draft, and we will be ready to go through the entire first round of the 2017 Venn Memorial Draft. It's about to happen, people. It's been 367 days in the making.
We'll be right back.
I don't know if that math's right. I don't think it's right.
Major League Wiffle Ball.
Welcome back. We are bringing you continuing coverage of the 2017 Venn Memorial Draft, leading up to who will win the 2017 Riley Cup and put their name underneath the A's, the 2016 champions. Woo-hoo. If somebody in the war room could please move the cup up to the front of the table, we just want to bring that on screen.
I want to Logan Perro in the center of your screen.
Jeff Perro bringing the cup up. Just show us the A's. Give everybody at home let them know we actually updated the trophy this year. No, one more. There it is.
The A's on the trophy and the Athletics
Unfortunately,
on the hot seat.
The Thundercats also on the trophy. I see them there.
Well, even a broken clock is right 2 times.
I think.
Yeah.
I think there's some sort of saying there.
Something like that.
Dick Foreskins again, the voice of Wiffle Ball, joining me for our 17th season.
Man, Will, we do this every year. Every year, this program gets bigger and bigger and better and better. But I think this year we've easily outdone ourselves, without question. This is great job.
If
Man,
I could say
job.
that
Sure.
as we are just minutes away from telling the A's that they are on the clock, that we are I'm a little overwhelmed. This has been a journey, my friend, that I can't say has been one of the most fun experiences of my life. Right now, we are about to bring teams together that have come separately, joined in, played for the last 4, 5, 6, 10 years with one another. It's love.
It is, man.
We're bringing love to the world.
And, what we've asked of these GMs, what we've asked of these players is pretty extreme.
And unselfishly, many stepped up. I mean, they were all ready to be like, I'll play with anybody.
Right. And some it took a little bit longer to come around, but
it did.
I'm really
Some tried to throw their hat in at the 11:59.
I got to tell you, I'm really proud of this group of players, and I think tomorrow is going to be an incredible day.
We have camaraderie going on in the war room right now. Joe standing off by himself, it seems, a little collecting his thoughts maybe.
See
who knows what's going on in that brain of his right now?
Logan Perro milling about, perhaps.
Dick, we know there's nothing going on in your brain.
You son of a bitch, Will Senna. You son of a bitch. I know, man. Every year I put myself through this. It's torture.
Well, you're not going to super smooth on anyone this year,
I'm going to tell you, the Vietnamese treated me better.
Whoa.
Okay.
Jeez. Wow.
Takeout last night.
Okay. Well, it's good. It's spicy.
It is. It is. Will Senna. It's I, Dick Foreskins, the voice of Wiffle Ball. Live and in person.
I just wanted to catch your red face after that. That was amazing.
Oh, man.
Thank you again. We now let's just talk about this for a second.
Thank you again. Whatever you were going to say, enough. I think it's best I cut you off, Dick. Go ahead. Yeah, that's what my parents did.
We are now 10, 9,
what?
8,
what?
7.
Are you serious?
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, my!
The A's are officially on the clock. The first ever Venn Memorial Draft 2017 class will be remembered for years to come because we cover it, frankly, like nobody ever covers it. And Dick Foreskins, my cohort, my co-conspirator, nobody can cover it like you.
That's true.
Now you're officially on the hot seat.
Let's do it.
The A's on the clock. How long does it take you to get in your first round pick?
It'd be immediate.
Over, under?
Immediate.
Oh, I already have it, you're saying.
You should have it right now. The
You're saying that I already have it?
The commissioner
You're
should.
correct.
Oh, my
the
God!
pick is in. Oh, my God. The first round pick is already in. It didn't take more than, I want to say, 12 seconds, which is longer than you on a Thursday night.
You ain't kidding.
Wow. Okay, well, let's just everybody calm down for a second because we have the first official pick. And I have an auditor from KPMG up here with me who's going to look at the actual pick. Give me one moment.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Whoa.
It has been approved here. Give me 1 moment.
Oh, my. I think I
Get
just caught a
everything
glimpse
set.
of that.
This is unbelievable. The first round. Get the drums
I know,
ready
I'm
for
looking for
crying
it.
out loud. Jesus. The first round pick in the 2017
short.
draft is none other than Bill Farrell.
Whoa!
The A's going
Oh
back
my
to where they
goodness.
farm their apples.
Wow.
And going back to the arm that got them their title, Joe Burns ensuring that the A's have none other than 2 starting pitchers.
Wow.
Immediately.
Joe Burns, Bill Farrell back together again like the first time the Athletics reborn here. Now, what are the odds, Will? Let's talk about this.
Wow.
As the Wolfpack have what, 5 minutes now?
Let me put them on the clock here.
Okay. But
They are officially, let me just get the graphic
Yep,
up, and let's make this
ahead.
official.
Yep.
The Wolfpack are officially on the clock. Well, let's look at the war room.
Hold on a second.
What's going on here?
I want to point this out. Is there any chance that Matt O'Brien is not picked up? There's no way Matt O'Brien makes it.
No, I think that now inevitably the A's will be broken up. I gotta believe
that's a story.
that the brothers Farrell will be split up at this point. There's no way Mike makes it to the 9th pick. I just don't believe that. If I'm a GM, there's no way that kid's making it
Right.
past me.
Yeah. I know. I 100%
The A's,
agree.
let's just talk about it. The
Sure.
A's are loaded completely
Right now.
with first-round picks.
Man. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
The entire roster, top to bottom.
The Athletics now, Joe Burns and Bill Farrell. Man, that's a great first pick.
Just to be clear, the Wolfpack have 4 minutes.
All right, 4 minutes for the
4
Wolfpack.
minutes for the Wolfpack on the clock.
We're going to lock them in with 4 minutes, Will. Man, and all right, so let's talk about this.
Wow. Who do you go with now, Dick?
That's what I'm saying. Jeff Brisbane has an opportunity. Is it Sean Laney? So let's talk about what's Sean Laney thinking right now? What's Sean Laney thinking about right now? He was not the first
Let's
pick.
go back to the history.
Sure.
Here. At the end of last year's tournament, maybe disgruntled, maybe drunk, who knows, Sean Laney signed a lifetime contract with the Boston Massacre before the commissioner acted in the fall and canceled all contracts for all teams because of the draft status.
True.
Wolfpack 3 minutes now. 3 minutes on the clock. Moving forward, Sean Laney now looks to still be on the Boston Massacre, sending information into the main office of the MLW. Again, denied access to any training facility, any access to team information, team resources. Sean Laney clearly wanted to be a Boston Massacre. Where does that leave Jeff Brisbane right now?
Man, all I know is as the clock winds down, as Jeff Brisbane is forced to make a decision here, maybe the hardest decision of his time as a GM, and he's made some hard decisions. And there he is right there. We see he looks confident, as always. But Jeff always looks confident. Sean Laney.
Wow, lights out? Is that the official pick? I mean, I don't know if the
wow, that is it. What a moment.
Wow,
Sean Laney.
Lights out Laney. Let me just,
that was amazing.
I can't find it. There it is. Sean Lights Out Laney is the number 2 overall pick. A member now of the Wolf Pack. People have to wonder what happens now. This is an amazing development. Let me just get the clock set. Colt 45 officially on the clock.
Oh, I love this night. I said it.
This is an amazing day.
So maybe do we want to show the people watching at home our draft ticker? Might be a decent time to take a look. I'm hoping that our Joe Stats, who is in the war room, scroll over here. Yeah, I'm hoping that Joe Stats is updating this. Let's see here. Now this is not in draft order. You have to find the A's here. Let's see if Joe Stats is doing his job. Sean Laney. What a pick.
Sorry.
No, everything's fine.
There's a lot of information flying across.
I apologize. I just just curious if he's updating it.
It's not updated yet.
All right, no big deal.
Or in the right order yet. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Way to go. Way to go, Joe. This is why Joe Stats never makes it through an episode.
Colt 45 officially on the clock right now. We're going to give them a few minutes to get their pick in.
Man, Rob Dolan's got a big decision. Oh, hold on a second. What? Oh, something going on here? What is this? You're kidding me.
The pick is now in. I believe There's a lot going on my phone.
I know. I'm sorry,
so
man.
everybody hold on here. The pick seems to be in for Colt 45. Shut up! I don't have a graphic for this player, but this is a return to the Colt 45. The first round pick, number 3 overall, is KT Smith.
Whoa, I didn't even know he was on the board.
He is on the board, and let me talk about this guy for a second. He came to the tournament a few years ago, went off with the bat, started to pitch, and he's done nothing but groove his pitching since then. This guy is a true 3-tool player, fielder, pitcher, batter. Great pick by Rob Dolan, general manager, again, not dropping off at all. As we reshuffle these teams, we are about now to put a new team on the clock.
Yeah, it's going to be the Raw Dogs on the clock.
Give me one moment.
Absolutely.
We are setting the clock. Raw Dogs are on the clock.
Big moment. Who's it going to be? Man, like you said, there's a flurry of activity. I want to know what's going through Matt Knopper's head right now, Will. Matt Knopper, of course, the Thundercats, they are effectively broken up. Jeff Brisbane breaking up, destroying the Thundercats with one stroke of the pen. The evil Jeff Brisbane.
Unbelievable. The guy has no respect.
Oh, my goodness. But I got to tell you.
I got to say, it's a big gamble, if I can. It's a big gamble for Jeff Brisbane to be wondering how this guy's going to pitch when he gets off a plane, flying all night, probably without alcohol. Let's be honest. There's not a lot of free drinks on the flights anymore. So, I mean, how much is this guy going to be really prepared for tomorrow's game, getting off a plane at 9, showing up at the field at 9:30, 10 o'clock?
Man, Colt 45, reunited, KT Smith, huge pick by Rob Dolan. You have to give it up for him. That is one
I'm going to say,
neither
on
of us
my
saw
draft
that.
board right here,
I'm ashamed of myself.
I did not have KT Smith going in the first round at all.
But you know what?
I'm shocked.
Shame on us.
I guess so. We're missing out on something clear. I know that he was a big part of the 2014 championship team. I know that he has numbers, but at the same time, there's so many people who have been around for so much longer. There's experience. Experience counts tomorrow, especially when we're going to announce later the format of the tournament, which is, people still don't know at this point. Endurance is going to play a big part.
The Raw Dogs on the clock. Again, Logan Perro about to make perhaps the decision of a lifetime. And I hear, Will, that decision's been made. Here we go.
The pick is in. This is an unbelievable development. I did not have this guy on my board in the first round. I don't think you did based on your previous hatred of him. But here he is, the 4th round pick.
Whoa! Brian Venn.
Some would call this guy over the hill. I gotta believe that this is a big risk on the general manager, Logan Perro, picking Brian Venn with the 4th overall pick in the 2017 draft.
Let me tell you why Logan Perro is perhaps one of the most brilliant young minds. He just proved it to me. I was doubting him before we went on the air, Will, but that's brilliant because he's not just getting a player, he's getting a brand when he gets Brian Venn on the Raw Dogs. And let me tell you something about Brian Venn and going Raw Dog. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I don't even know what that means.
All I got to say is I hope this young man is not putting his hopes on the arm of Brian Venn. This reporter thinks at 41 years old, that's a gamble.
Are you saying Brian Venn is finished?
I'm not saying he's finished. As a hitter, I think he's still around. If you're looking for him to be your prime-time pitcher for 20-plus innings of battle, which is historic in the Venn Memorial Classic, I got to believe that this is maybe a last grip in nostalgia.
Could be. Let's get the next team on the clock, Will.
On the clock, starting right now, Matt Knopper and the general manager of New Wiffle Order.
They are locked in at 4:57 now. And man, it makes you wonder what's Matt Knopper going to do?
Now, he has a unique position.
He does.
He gets to follow it up immediately with another pick.
It's Jeff Perro.
That's your pick? That's number 5. What's number 6?
Eli.
Wow.
Eli.
You think he's really keeping it close to the cuff on this
I think he's going to go for experience here and for championship appearances And I think those are two. Looks like the camera's been moved a little bit.
Yes, it has.
Please don't touch the camera.
Don't touch
guys,
the camera.
Guys, I mean, like...
We'll fix it. We have a break coming up.
I know, but I think that I think Nopper's going to go with
Busy
experience.
on the phone in the war room right now.
Yep.
The number 5 and the number 6 pick. We're going to have a break in between the first and second round.
Sure.
We're going to take a few minutes to let the general managers collect themselves. We're going to pee.
I'm
going to urinate.
I do understand, Will, that we actually have reaction videos of Bill Farrell getting the phone call. If we want to play that before we go to break.
If you want an exclusive, we're actually going to have Bill Farrell on the phone.
Okay.
When we come back. I know you didn't know that.
No, but can we show
But I knew that.
You don't want to show the reaction clip? Is that what's going on?
No, where do we show it?
Go at the very bottom. And any of those, just click it and then press play.
Man.
No, press play. It's right on the left.
Wait.
No, that's a bad one. That's not a good one.
No.
That's not the one. That's a good one.
Mitch.
Play on the left.
All right. Here we go. The reaction as being the number 1 pick in the draft.
We just got this clip in. Look at this.
That's amazing.
Bill Farrell, very excited.
Some disappointment.
A lot of disappointment
in the
there.
crowd. Some people moving around.
And there we see Sean Laney.
Is this like a
Sean Laney there being drafted to the Wolf Pack?
We've got reactions from the crowd in Madison Square Garden, where we are also televising.
Simulcast. KT Smith getting the word.
The word getting drafted by the Browns here, unfortunately. Thankfully, he got drafted by Colt 45 in the real deal.
That's right.
But yes, we will bring you continuing coverage.
There's Brian. Brian Fenn.
Yeah, he's got a beard. And he's put on about 6 inches.
People are really worried about him, actually.
It's amazing the amount of growth hormone that Brian. They spelled his name wrong, Ryan, right there on the footage. But we're moving up.
Yeah, let's get back.
We're moving up on the clock.
Yep.
Is Matt Nopper with 2? Let's say it, 2.
Yep.
Tough choices in front of him right now. Where do you go? Let's just be real honest here. Matt's not known for pitching. Other general managers have the luxury of being able to put their teams on their back. Teams like Rob Dolan, teams like Joe Burns, teams like Jeff Brisbane, general managers that can actually pitch on draft day. Matt Nopper, not known for that. Yep. We're going to see in a few minutes how he handles it.
All right, are we going to go break here? Oh, no? Oh, I thought you said you had to pee. Everything's fine.
After the first round.
I worry. All right, this is it. This is round number 5.
I know. We are waiting on the pick from NWO. Clearly taking their time.
I'm going to tell you, the tension mounts as we look.
Look at Joe Burns doing research already, looking forward to his pick very shortly. What does he do with his second round pick? I got a feeling the first round, we've seen a lot of people drafting close to the cuff. Second round, I believe, is going to be a flip-flop on that.
Do you think there's any chance that in between picks we can get some of the GMs up here to talk about some of these picks?
Well, we're definitely going to take a 10-minute break.
Yeah, we'll take a break.
Between the first and second round.
Sure.
We can bring some of the general managers up here quickly after.
I'm very intrigued.
To start that, we may have a page prediction coming up. Lots and lots of things to go. Once again, NWO on the clock. They have exactly 45 seconds to get their pick into they forfeit.
Man, you got to believe that Matt Nopper did his homework, about to make 1, possibly 2, eventually 2 very blockbuster announcements as the world waits. Any of these people ever try to get it in, before the buzzer? I'm just kidding.
The pick is in.
Hey!
We have the pick now, and NWO beginning their fate. We have some news.
What's going on?
We have a possible trade.
You're kidding me.
We have a possible trade already, but that's not until next round. Right now, Matt Nopper with the number 5 and final pick in the first round of the MLW draft takes
Matt O'Brien of the The A's. That's
Wow.
a huge pick.
Now that's another big separation. We now know the Thundercats and the A's have been separated.
I was wrong.
From active duty. That's a great pick.
It is.
I gotta say right now,
Yeah, I applaud
don't
that.
see how Matt O'Brien gets out of the first round.
He didn't.
And he didn't.
He didn't.
Thank you. It's on my pick. It's right on here.
Right. We just wrote it down. Man, this is crazy.
This is unbelievable. Now, we're going to take a short break, but
Let's do
we're
that.
just going to say, without being on the time clock yet, because we're going to give them a fresh 5 minutes when we come back from the break. But Matt Knopper comes right back with another MWO pick.
It's big.
So much going on.
I know you're going to break.
We cannot even control it.
I don't know what's happening.
Hashtag
I'm
Aztecs.
sorry.
Access.
This is how you know it's going well when
Dude,
I'm completely confused.
Search our friends at WrestleTunes.
Yeah.
The guys make freaking great music.
Yeah, they do all
You're
our theme
listening
music.
to it right now.
They're amazing.
They really are awesome. We're going to be back very shortly with round 2. Before round 2, quick updates from the general managers and much, much more.
I want to get people up here.
Continuing coverage. MLW 2017. Hashtag
Riley Cup 2017.
Twitter it in. We'll load it up on the screen. I swear.
I do all my tweeting at 2:23 in the morning. This is Dick Foreskins. As we're on commercial break here, I want to let you know I was just down, snuck into the war room. I'm overhearing talk of trades, multiple trades potentially. These GMs are wheeling and dealing. It's going to be a very interesting night. Do not go anywhere for our continuing coverage of the 2017 tournament. God damn it. It's draft night. Stay tuned. A lot of conversation down there. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. It's MLW Draft Night. A lot of debating. Jeff Brisbane, wired in, plugged in. Stay tuned. Live in Studio 68 2.0. It's 2017 Draft Night, baby. And it's been a blockbuster so far. We just concluded round one, which saw some superstar picks. And as I alluded to during the commercial break with my live check-in, brought to you in part by Super Smooth. You know what it's for. There's been a lot of talk of trades going on. A lot of activity we're going to have to report on. I'm hoping Will Senna is going to join me in the background. Yeah, she's in the shot. But listen, all I know is there's a lot of activity. I'm looking forward to getting Will Senna in the booth to update. And I'm told that in a few moments we are going to be joined by the man who drew number one, Joe Burns. This is a big deal.
We have the general manager of the Athletics joining us now live on camera. Hot Mike, he is here in studio. I don't even have my cans on yet.
All right,
Things are
everybody calm
happening
down.
fast and furious. Dick Foreskins, I've been handed 2 or 3 notes in the last few minutes. We're going to get to those in just a couple of seconds.
I know,
right
man.
Now, we want to talk too.
This is a whirlwind.
It says Pat McGroin on the field, but on the screen, but it is not. That is Joe Burns right there.
Yeah, you can't mistake that. That is Joe Burns. Joe, welcome to the program.
Thank you, guys.
Big deal.
What did it feel like to be awarded the #1 overall pick?
It was great. I knew who I was going to take the whole time. You know, it was a little scary.
What's the energy like in the war room down there? What's going on?
Energy is excitement, pure excitement. A lot of moves trying to be made.
Eat the mic. Eat the mic.
Okay.
Yep. Eat the mic.
There you go.
I'm in it.
Yep.
I've only done this once.
I hear
You're
that.
fine,
That's what she
dude.
said.
You know what? That's what. But you only have one title too. It's about to get your second.
Trying.
A big pick. You're staying along party lines, let's say right now, picking up Bill Farrell, who without a doubt is the #1 ace in the league today.
Yes.
What's it like when you're sitting on the hot seat and you're ready to take that #1 pick and pull the trigger on it. And now we're going to tease you for years that you passed up on Sean Laney.
I know. I felt bad. You know, he was definitely going through my mind as a pick. It just came down to they both can pitch. It came down to I thought I had the better stick. No disrespect to Lights Out Laney.
You can't argue with the numbers. Numbers don't lie.
That's true.
Bill was more of a two-way player.
Go with the devil you know,
yeah,
baby.
Absolutely.
You got to do it. And let me say this. I don't want to be the guy sitting next to Laney when he just bought Wi-Fi and watched that he was not the second pick when you're on the plane with him right now in the red eye. He's not going to be happy about that. You've known him for a long time. What's his reaction right now?
He's mad. He's mad. He hasn't returned my calls, emails, texts. I sent a pigeon letter over to him. I hope he gets to L.A. before he leaves. But you know, we're trying to.
We know
reach
he's an
out to
animal.
him.
Hopefully, he didn't eat. It didn't eat the pigeon.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, we're gonna hand the phone over for a second. We'll carry the conversation, Dick Foreskins, for a moment.
Sure.
We're about to get the breaking news is we're about to get the #1 overall pick on the phone. If you could just bring him up, bring the mic up. I believe Bill Farrell, the #1 overall draft pick for 2017, is now on the phone.
No.
Let's give a big congratulations to Bill.
Billy Farrell, baby.
Actually, yeah, I'm wrong. I was wrong. Sorry.
Bill, how's it going? Give us one more mic check there. We didn't pick you up.
My fault.
Can you hear me?
We got you loud and clear now, brother. How's life as the #1 overall pick in the 2017 draft?
Wow. Still can't believe it, really. You know, unbelievable moment. Looking forward to, you know, playing for the athletics organization. You know, such a great organization. Joe
a lot of
Burns,
pride, a lot of history.
GM, you know, very grateful for the pick. Joe, one of the best in the game. And,
you know, I was going to ask you.
Put on that A's jersey again and compete for another Riley Cup back-to-back.
Let's do a little ass kissing right now. What's it like to play for a general manager like Joe Burns? Broken finger, cut finger.
Still out there.
He's still out there playing every year. Let us know what that's like to play for a GM like that.
Oh, you know, that says it all right there, Joe. He'll throw the team on its back. Doesn't matter if he's hurt, you know, and that's a guy you want to play for, and you know, really go to bat for.
Bill, don't worry, I'm gonna have your signing bonus shortly, probably tomorrow. You know.
Love it. Now, Bill, you're approaching a lifetime career stats at this point. You're over 250 career at bats. You're piling up the hits. The RBIs are coming. What's next? You've got a ring. You were clearly a big piece of the equation in last year's pitching. You've got the back going. What are you guys going to do this year? Because you know you're playing against a whole different level of talent.
It's a whole different league.
Teams are loaded.
Yeah, good question. I mean, you know, really just going to be focusing tomorrow on competing again for another championship, you know, one at a time. You know, some people were surprised Lights Out Laney was not the #1 pick. But, you know, I think tomorrow we'll go out there and prove why he wasn't. I think he had a lot of GMs scared with his extracurricular activities on game day. So
you got to wonder, though. I mean, you have a great
beer challenge, you know.
Yeah, you got a great point there. Maybe the guy wins a beer for beer challenge, but what's more important, being a dual champ on that day or putting your name on the Riley Cup? And clearly, no other team has been able to win back-to-back. And part of it is the drinking. There's a constitution part of this game.
Oh, yeah.
And clearly, last year, we got to question the performance in the beer for beer challenge because the wheels came off so dramatically last year.
It's true.
There's a lot of, you know, conspiracy theories out there that maybe general manager Matt Knopper of the Thundercats at the time possibly was helping during the beer for beer challenge. It can't be confirmed.
Wow.
It's hearsay.
That's the first I've heard of that, Will.
No, it's not. We talked about it in the pre-production meeting.
If I can steer the conversation in a different direction, Bill, while I have you on the phone, you know, Will mentioned Matt Knopper of the NWO now, formerly of the Thundercats. If you're Matt Knopper and you've got the #6 pick right now, who'd you go with?
#6 pick? Ooh, that's a tough one. A lot of good players still on the board. A lot of good pitchers. You got Eli, you got Dumas, you got some sluggers out there.
Yeah, those legacy guys, they know
Mike
how to play.
Farrell, Jeremy. you know, it's a tough pick, and a lot of
Swallows
good players
boys.
on the board. So.
Yep.
You know, let me ask you, what's it going to be
interesting.
like to play tomorrow without Matt O'Brien at your side?
You know, it's going to be tough. We'll miss Matt for sure.
And it'll be fun pitching against him. I could say that. You know,
one of the great lefties in the game today, and you know, we'll certainly miss him out there.
You got a good point. There's not many lefties that are out there tomorrow, so a big thing that Matt has probably exploited against right-hand pitching, which is the dominant pitchers that you see at Venn Memorial Field. So. You know, Bernsey, we're gonna let you guys go. You guys have an incredible night going. There's probably a lot of.
I gotta go back to the big board.
There's a lot of things
I gotta
to
go
talk
back
about.
to the big board.
A lot going on.
We appreciate actually the first round draft pick taking time tonight. Bill Farrell talking to us live on the phone. Thanks again, man. Don't party too hard tonight. It's a big day tomorrow, and I hear they're pouring mimosas at 9.
Beer.
Oh.
Yes, hell yes. Looking forward to the tournament tomorrow. Thanks for the time, guys.
All right, Burns, thank you. We'll see you
Joe,
in the war room.
Joe Burns being
Great
rushed,
job tonight, guys.
ushered
Thank
out,
you.
Being ushered out of the studio. Being ushered out of the studio here by his handlers.
We
Joe,
only had limited time with the general manager. His time
listen,
is
I get it.
valuable.
Oh, I had so many more questions. Maybe we can get him back up here later.
We're going to take more phone calls. Hopefully, we can get the general managers who may want to turn in early, may or may not want to turn in early. We can get them back in here. I think I need to eat the mic as well, Dick.
True.
Wow. Okay, we're about to start the second round. We really need to get the second round moving.
Can you bring me up to speed with what the hell just went on down there? Are you gonna tickle my ass with a feather or what?
As far as the who took who in the first round?
No, this whole trade thing. Yeah, he hasn't done it. He says he updated it. It's not there. Yep.
Could be me.
No, it's not. I reloaded it and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Brisbane of the Wolfpack is a...
Joe Stats is in the house.
Yep.
Let's officially start the clock on NWO. On the clock, Matt Knopper. We will expect his pick now. 4 minutes and 59 seconds from this moment.
Man.
Let me just throw this out there. If
Sure.
anybody is texting or Facebooking me or messaging me at this point that isn't a team captain, please stop.
If you're
Please.
within the sound of my voice,
Text Eileen.
team captains should be the only ones texting in.
The number is only changed at the end by a 0. She has a 0 at the end of it. Oh, my God, it's still going on.
All right. Everybody relax.
Okay.
The new Whipple order on the clock.
On the clock, we have a couple of minutes to kill. I'm going to get a new drink, Dick Vorskins. I don't know about you. I'm dry.
I could go back to wetting my whistle.
Dry.
Oatmeal, my friends. Man,
Can we get some music?
I would love to. Hey, guys.
Before we play out of that, let's look at the reaction of that last pick in the first
There you go.
round. Matt Knopper taking Matt O'Brien. There he is. Family happy. Everybody's extremely
Well, that's
happy.
sweet.
Nobody knew O'Brien had children, but there's a child right there.
Well, that's sweet.
They keep getting the graphic name wrong. It's very weird for
That's frustrating.
professional
We need
news
a budget.
organization.
We need a budget.
It's not
Bigger
us.
budget.
Not us.
Oh, boy.
You know?
Hey, guys.
Let's cheer it out to the commercial, though.
Hey,
Here it is.
Oh, what a moment right there.
Okay.
Tender moment. All right, guys. Hey, I hope you like this song. Want to hear it for the 100th time? Here it is. All right. Yeah. All right. Go on. You hate it. Oh, we'll be back.
Okay, we are coming back. We are getting ready to start the second round. I'm going to officially put NWO on the clock now. We have 4 minutes, 59 seconds from this moment to get the pick in. Now, Dick Foreskins, we have a lot going on.
We do, man. There's a lot going on.
What do we talk about first as we wait for NWO to make their pick?
That's right. There's a lot to talk about right now, man. That whole first round blew my mind. I think KT Smith being the most interesting pick in there. Listen, not a bad pick by any stretch of the imaginations, but again, I don't think any of us saw him.
You were just down in that war
3.
room during the break,
dude.
Give me a sense of emotion. Is it palatable? What is
either
going
of those
on
things? It is neither of those things. It's palpable.
Thank you.
It's prevalent. That there's a lot of conversation going on down there. There's a lot of wheeling and dealing, and I think. Listen, I'm hearing a lot of rumors. There's a lot of buzz behind us. You try to take a break to collect your thoughts. It's impossible.
So before we finished up the first round, we had a crazy announcement from the commissioner. I'm losing the ability to speak. Here it comes.
Oh, boy. It happens every week.
At some point, the commissioner dropped a letter on me. I don't know exactly what time. I wish as a
Where'd you put the letter?
Reporter.
Do you have it?
It's right here.
All right. Won't show it to me.
Can't blame you.
The secretary to the commissioner came in, dropped a letter, a notice of official rule change. Official rule, I want to say it's rule number 19. The first official rule addition to this year's 2017 draft, where trades are now in effect. With the willingness of all and the vote of all other general managers in the league, trades can be initiated, approved by the commissioner, put up for vote by the general managers, and then executed by the office of the commissioner per executive order, Dick Foreskins.
Well, I'm going to tell you that if what I'm hearing right now is true, then woo!
Can I get a drum roll? We have a pick in. The second round is beginning right now. Let's get this ready to go. The second round is beginning. The first.
Yeah, that might be a little microphone.
The first pick in the second round by General Manager Matt Knopper is none other than Big Rig Jeff Perro. Wow. I can't find his card. There it is.
Wow.
This guy is a perennial powerhouse, if I may. There are, see, that's why you didn't do that. See? Hold on. We're being joined right now. There's two. There's two. I'm just going to say right now, we have on screen at this moment, I don't know what's going on. I was about to reset the clock and get Raw Dog on the clock, but at this moment right now, I'm looking at the general manager of both the Wolfpack and the general manager of New Wiffle Order. Can you guys explain to us what's happening up here?
I'm testing it for you. It looked like you were trying to figure out if you could work that. So I'm trying to help you out with the testing. Looks like
I'm on. You can hear me.
1 through 4. 1 through 4.
Just fix that. I'm on 4. If you can count that high, why don't you see if you can get that
there
working?
He is.
Okay?
There he is.
All right. Okay. Congratulations.
Wow, Jeff Brisbane coming into the studio, 68 2.0 out of a
The war room is crazy tonight.
firecracker.
Yeah, what's going on down there, guys? Bring us up to speed.
We have 2 general managers in the room right now. We were trying to conduct the second round of the draft. You guys are clearly interrupting that.
Crashing the party.
It must be with
We're not even supposed to be here.
good reason.
The Wolfpack and the NWO are not even supposed to be here. What are they doing here? Matt Knopper, you just made 2 blockbuster picks back-to-back.
Number 5, number 6.
Matt
those
O'Brien
are
and Jeff Perro.
2 MVPs.
Yeah.
Great players, and there's a reason why I took them.
I agree.
They would have been my 1-2 probably either way I did it. They were the best players left on the draft. But bombshells are dropping. The war room has been going crazy.
What's going on down there?
A lot of talks. Every GM is on the phone with every player.
We don't have to be on the phone. We're
no
talking to each other.
No idea.
We're in the same room.
You just picked.
Yeah.
You're stepping all over the Raw Dogs pick.
We're announcing a trade. We're announcing a trade.
Oh,
the first trade in MLW
Wait a minute.
history.
Oh, what? A trade announcement?
Yes.
Is this
We don't even have a header for that. We were not prepared for this.
Dick Forskins? I'm being handed a piece of paper right now.
I see a paper.
Is that Joe Stats? Joe Stats, can you get me a coffee? Thank you.
Let me digest. Dick Forskins, I'm going to just go to you on full
Bombshell.
shot at the moment while I read this.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, that makes sense. Put it on me while you read it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dick Forskins here. The voice of Wiffle Ball.
Let's get to it here.
Wow. Okay. Here,
Sweetest trade in
Let's get
history.
NWO is trading the rights of one Jeffrey Perro, Big Rig, and the rights of one Matt O'Brien,
MVP.
2 of possibly the greatest Hall of Famers of all time, for one man, Sean Laney.
Whoa! That is huge.
What just happened
and
here?
a player to be named later.
And a player to be named.
And you're right. I didn't read that down below. And a player to be named later. This is unbelievable. Sean Laney now once again reunited with Matt Knopper. Matt, what were you thinking here?
Well, as you know, this tournament is going to be about pitching. And in order to secure a 5-inning game and a 7-inning championship game, which we'll be in, you need to have one of the best pitchers of all time. Maybe the Hulk Hogan of pitching, if I will,
Brother.
with the NWO.
What happens when he hits the sauce?
Well,
what's going down when he hits the sauce?
You got to hide the Jameson. That is a known secret.
Which is impossible because there's 3 or 4 bottles floating around.
That is true. But we have a better, we have a better idea how to manage him.
What if he swings a wet noodle at people this year? How are you going to handle that? I mean, he swung a wet noodle last year.
He did. It was violent. It was.
He was fined, as I understand it.
There were kids around.
I paid the fine. It's okay.
That's beautiful.
Jerry Jones, I love that.
But you can't keep him down because then he's not his greatest. You got to let Laney just be Laney. Lights out. Lights out.
You can't ask a bird not to fly.
Right.
You can't ask a rainbow, hey, stop being a rainbow for a little while.
Well, let's.
You can't ask Sean Lights Out Laney not to be Sean Lights Out Laney.
So
that's the fact.
let's just make it clear. He's the only 2-time champion in 1 year.
You know what? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, and that is amazing.
That is a stat.
I took that from a Greek historian.
Very wise.
Let's move the questioning over here.
So hold on. Let's talk to
I got
Wolfpack
a big question right here. Wolfpack, exactly. I'm moving it over to Jeff.
Hold on a second.
Hold on 1 second. The voice of football. This is huge news. I mean, you just got
Sean Laney 2
MVPs for the price of 1, and a future.
And a second pick.
Let's talk about this for a second. What happens now? What are you planning to do with your next pick? Do you mind telling us? I know it's a couple of.
I have we have 2 pitchers now, whereas before I wanted to have at least 2 pitchers at this point by the 3rd round, and I was planning on taking a hitter. I happen to have 2 pitchers plus 2 amazing hitters.
I think you happen to have 3 hitters, if I last checked.
Well.
I'm just going to say.
2.5.
Right.
I'm just going to say.
I know I gave him 3. I gave him 2 great.
It's true.
hitters.
That's an incredible trade, guys.
I might go big bat next round. I'm not.
Wow,
sure.
this is huge.
I'm not
Well,
sure.
I again, guys, I want to give all respect to Raw Dog. But this is
they
huge.
are on the clock.
I appreciate this. I am going to start the clock
Okay,
now.
if I can just say one thing
For Raw, yeah, please do.
about
Go
Raw
ahead.
Dog, you can start the clock. He's down there working. Logan Perro is not taking this lightly. That man
Clearly.
is down, that man is down there working his stat sheets. He's busting through the numbers. That guy means business. Do not sleep on Raw Dogs.
He came in, no lie, with a briefcase and 3 cell phones. This guy's got sheets on
And he
sheets
came
on
from
sheets.
practice
Yeah.
And he's
with
got
that stuff.
He's been showing video
Yep.
and clips of this guy, this guy, this guy.
Wow.
This guy is gonna take this tournament by storm. He is maybe
They're ready.
the GM of the year.
I gotta get down.
I know a lot of people
I
like
gotta
to
go.
play for
Gentlemen,
Burns.
I gotta get my second
War
round
room's
pick
going crazy. I gotta go. I love you
Wow.
guys. I'll talk to you later.
This is
Wow.
a crazy night, Will.
Wow.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Logan Perro getting some props from 2 big-time general manager veterans there.
Yeah, Matt Knopper of the Black and White of the NWO, along with
Dick
Wolfpack.
Forshans, let's take
Yeah.
a deep
Ooh,
breath.
I'm still reeling at that trade.
Your camera's messed up now somehow. I don't even know what happened. There it is. Hi,
There it
guys.
is.
That
How's everybody?
camera's messed up.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. Dick.
Wow, what a night, though.
Let's take a break now. Not a break. Not a break.
Gotcha.
I'm
Breath,
sorry.
a breath.
A breath.
Woo, what a
Logan,
celebration.
Logan Perro, I'm going to give you the nod. Raw Dog is officially on the clock. 4 minutes, 59 seconds from now. We need your pick.
Ooh, man.
Well, how do you follow that? If you're a comedian, you're not following that.
No, right now, if you got to follow that, get up on stage,
Now
that
a pick
crowd
is
is
just
exhausted.
a pick. Now, we had the first ever trade.
It's a blockbuster. Now, man, no, the ups and downs that Sean Laney must be feeling. But that goes to show you the power of friendship. We talked about that in the beginning. We're seeing how some teams are able to stay together. Some guys are just willing to stay together at all costs. And I'm telling you, it's out of control.
As you can hear, our teeny bopping, screaming fans
right.
out
What are
there.
you
We
doing?
love it. Oh,
Man, it's
Dick,
crazy.
Let's talk for a moment now.
Let's do it, baby.
I'm Logan Perro. I'm going to put myself in this young man's shoes. In the first round, you picked Brian Venn. What is your second round pick? Knowing so many great arms are off the board, this young man is putting a lot of faith in Brian Venn. Does he take a pitcher?
Yeah, I think
with his next.
I think
pick?
he has to. Man, I think he has to at this point. Listen, Logan Perro, like we said, is no dummy. But again, he's unproven. And picking Brian Venn was a very savvy move. You downplay it, but I find that to be a very smart, very forward-thinking move. The guy wants to build a brand. He wants to build a dynasty. Why wouldn't you try building it around Brian Venn? This next pick has to be somebody I think who's going to complement Brian Venn. I'm looking at a Bill Pearson thinking maybe he's the one.
That could be it.
We are live. Is everything
You got Joe and Rob that want to sit down in Saratoga. So they want to move the picks around. Dude, I'm just being nice. I'm just being honest.
We are back from a slight delay there. We're moving up now. The pick is in. The
yes.
graphic was up. We
What?
were about to announce the pick,
Okay,
and we
this
were
is big.
interrupted.
Everything's fine.
Everything
we can
fine.
rebound
Here it
like
is,
nobody's
bang, boom.
business. What?
The pick is
Whoa!
in. And the reason we were interrupted is because there's been another trade.
Wow.
This is unbelievable. There's been a pick and a trade.
Okay.
I don't know what
I'll
else
pick up my
to
pen for
say.
this one.
Bear with me
Okay.
now.
All right.
Logan Perro, general manager of Raw Dogs, is picking James McGreevy.
Ah, great pick.
What a pick this man
Great
is.
pick.
Let me find a graphic for James. I can't at
No,
the
he's up
moment.
there.
It's around here somewhere. There
Hey,
it is.
you son of a bitch.
This gentleman is one of the most
Man.
sought-after arms. He is a pitcher.
Yes, he is.
So Logan Perro is actually looking out for himself by picking James McGreevy. Except
James McGreevy goes deep. What do you mean except? What's going on
there's
here?
been a trade on my desk right now. This pick, James McGreevy, is moving to Colt 45 for a pick and $100 cash consideration. This league is unbelievable. So let me just get this straight for everybody at home. Raw Dog is shipping their second-round pick, James McAreevy.
He needs that.
Over to Colt 45
Yep.
for a pick and $100 cash. If I do not have that right, both general managers need to correct me right now because that's what the piece of paper says in front of me. I don't know what else to say.
I got word that this trade might happen, and from what I understand, that $100 is going to be going towards pork for Brian Venn. It was in his rider.
So you're saying that Logan had to make this?
He had to make this move. Brian Venn forcing
because of the contract requirements of Brian Venn.
That's right.
That's ridiculous.
His pork diet is legendary.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
I mean, come on.
I mean, a lot of states are out of bacon right now.
Man, that's a crazy $100. Logan Perro can be bought. We've learned something today.
Dick, I can either pass it over to you for a couple of minutes, or we could take a quick break because I'm going to confirm the terms of this trade. Okay. And before I move it on and put Colt 45 on the I don't even know who to put on the clock. That's why 45. I need to confirm the trade. So let me please go do that.
Sure, let's do
We're going to take a quick, a very, very quick break. We'll be right back.
There's a lot going on in these trades. Guys, what do you expect? Okay? Just get all your ducks in a row. Don't waste our time. We're trying to put a show together up here. No big deal. You think you're the only ones going through this? You're wrong. I'm just up here trying to entertain people. You know, I know I'm not for everybody, but I know I'm for somebody, Daddy. I don't know what that means. We'll be back.
Okay, we are back. I have confirmation of the trade.
God.
We're flying here. We are trying to make this as easy and painless as possible, but now we do have.
We can't be all things to all people, Will Senna.
The major trade to now report is that James McAreevy is moving over to Colt 45.
Okay.
And with the pick that Logan receives with the third pick in the second round of the draft that he received from Colt 45.
Okay.
James is picking Tony Vallone.
Whoa, Logan Perro picks Tony Vallone?
It's there.
Unbelievable.
Tony Touch is now off the board. We're going to officially put, who are we putting on the clock?
It's interesting.
Dick? I am so confused right now.
I think it would be Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack is now officially
confirm or deny it
on the clock. 4 minutes, 59 seconds. Wolfpack on the clock now with their second round pick. Dick, I don't even know what's going on. We'd like to update people, but we can't.
We can't. I can tell you.
I can do this off the top. You got this off the top of your head. Go ahead.
Here's what I can tell you. This is what the A's are looking at. The A's right now are sitting with Bill Farrell. Okay, I believe that's Burns' only pick at this point. Correct? Yes, he's coming up. The Wolfpack now with Jeff Perro and Matt O'Brien, correct?
That's correct.
After that trade.
That is correct.
I just got. I'm being told that Wolfpack. Are they on the clock right now?
They are on the clock.
Well, I think their pick might be coming in. Will. I think that might be what. I'm sorry, all my equipment just restarted.
Is your phone buzzing? What the heck just happened now? Did we just get hacked by Russia?
Well, I don't. You keep saying that.
Did we just?
You keep saying that.
No, we didn't. And here it is. The pick is in. Wolfpack with the 4th pick in the 2nd round of the 2017 draft. Take powerhouse hitter Jeremy Durfee.
Whoa! Huge pick.
Jeff Brisbane now has Matt O'Brien, Jeff Perro, and Jeremy Durfee.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
I don't care if you have Sean Laney.
No.
Let him pitch to that lineup for 5 innings, and I don't think Laney makes it out alive.
Wow.
Let's just take it in for a second.
Yeah.
Jeremy Durfee, for the record, has 337 career at-bats, 148 hits, two away from his 150 career hit, 11 doubles.
Huge pick.
26 home runs. A member of the Century RBI Club, and he is the 4th pick in the 2nd round of the draft. That's how deep this draft is this year, people.
Yep.
This is what's going on in MLW. Wow,
the 5th pick.
Holy cow.
So that's going to put Joe Burns
I'm
going to
put him on the clock. Give me one moment.
Clock. Sure.
Let me get my technology set.
I got you, buddy.
Here it is right here. The A's are officially on the clock.
Wow.
I'm going to say this. I don't even need to put him on the clock. I've received.
Are you serious?
I've received. We're just going to go back to back.
Okay.
I've received the 10th and the 11th pick have just come in.
Okay, let's just roll through them.
Whoa, the A's loading up in the 2nd, and now the beginning of what would be the 3rd round as we move through this.
Who is this?
The end of the 2nd round.
Okay.
2nd part of the Farrell brothers.
No.
Mike Farrell gets picked up and is once again reunited with his brother.
That's huge.
A lot of questions coming up on whether the Farrell brothers. I'm already losing my voice here, Dick.
I know.
It's unbelievable. And I'm just going to move right on through here to the other side.
All right, we're going on the 7th.
Oh, my God. A gotta-be first-ballot Hall of Famer. The 1st pick of the 3rd round is Eli Battistoni.
Whoa! So 3rd round here. 2nd pick of the 3rd, correct?
That moved quickly. So, Dick, who am I putting on the clock?
All right, so hold on here. Who had the?
I think it's
the A's. It's going to be Wolfpack.
Wolfpack is now on the clock. You officially have 4 minutes and 59 seconds to get your pick in.
Woo, and the drama builds.
Let's just absorb that for a second. The A's just suited up with not one but 2 other pitchers.
Now,
2 other pitchers.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
And 2 other proven bats.
The A's seem to be on a quest to recreate that old magic. Man, this is going to be.
What's it going to be like for Eli, who, in many opinions, in many circles, I believe, brought the A's into MLW.
And think about the game's
What's
legacy.
it like now to play under Burns?
Right. Think about the game's legacy had. At times, there was some animosity. Those games got heated. Eli got hot.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride has been
True.
quoted more than once. Yep. Even though Eli has a title, he just
can't find anything to wear.
Often and frequently got 2nd place in the tournament. Now, that's not to say that that's not a great achievement at this point.
Seriously, how many people can you say, honestly, have thrown a no-hitter in a championship game? I mean, it's a list of 1.
Anyone else can say that.
It's a list of 1. But right now, the story is all about the pack. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. This team is
Let's go down to the war room for a second here.
Oh, look at this. What's going on?
The emptiness. Where is everyone?
Right.
It's alarming.
All right, so we've got Durfee, Perro,
What
Matt
are they
O'Brien, Jeff Brisbane, all representing the Wolfpack, and the Wolfpack about to they're on the clock here. We got two and a half minutes.
Moments, if not minutes, away from this draft being over, the teams being set, in the banter beginning.
I can't even believe it. Yeah.
In really what could be one of the greatest tournaments of all time. I'm going to bring the camera back to us, Dick, as we let the clock tick here.
Woo! What a journey we have been on tonight.
I'm exhausted. Anybody have a pillow?
Listen, I got to tell you, nobody else I'd want to do this with, buddy.
We haven't. I agree, brother. I agree. I love you more
Come
than
on,
anyone.
man. Come on.
Let's talk one more time because they haven't been covered in the draft about Wiffle Wives. Let's
Dangerous
just say
team.
this. Earlier on, if you've been following our social media page, Eileen Venn, the often outspoken.
That's a good word.
I was going to hide.
That's the safest
I was
word.
going to hide the burp, and I'm like, why am I hiding the burp? Often outspoken co-captain, I guess we could say, of this team. She's angry. She's annoyed. She's offended by the men in this league, and I think Wiffle Wives have something to prove this year.
You were downplaying them earlier. Well, I learned a long time ago, never bet against a wife.
Or a woman,
Woo!
frankly.
Not only will they take you to the
They
cleaners.
have tools we just don't have, Dick.
Not only will they take you to the cleaners and divorce court, but no, that's about it. That's about it.
Mahalo. Enough about that.
A boogla yaga da wage moogie wageo. Man, what a night it's been.
Let's just
What
do
a
a
wrap.
quick recap as
Sure.
we let this clock tick now. 2 minutes, 30 seconds
The most
left.
generous timer in sports history.
At this point, we know it now. History has happened.
Yep.
Bill Farrell, the number 1 overall pick. Sean Laney, the number 2.
Deuce.
You don't
Deuces.
believe me? The number 3 overall pick.
You lose.
And I was the only one apparently surprised by this. KT Smith goes number 3 to Colt 45 in the first round.
Right.
Dick, who went fourth?
A gentleman by the name of the late Brian Venn.
What?
And then, of course, in the 5th pick, the NWR would pick up Matt O'Brien. And then in the 6th, Jeff Perro, but they would not keep him for long.
What happened?
Blockbuster trade,
Whoa!
buddy.
What?
Blockbuster trade.
Okay, all right. talk
Sean
to me.
Laney and a player to be named later? Is that as I understand it?
Yes. A player to be named later,
which I
possibly
think-
in the draft, maybe in next year's supplemental.
I'm going to tell you this. I think
I'm
that
just-
language needs to be verified because if you ask me, that little wrinkle is really important. As I understand it, the pick is in. Let's just go right to the drum roll.
This is unbelievable. I'm just going to say this right now.
Yeah. Who is it?
The Wolfpack are on the clock, and the pick
Yep.
in the 3rd round
Yep.
of the 2017 Venn Memorial Draft is none other than Bill Pearson.
I'm telling you,
I'm
dude.
just going to tell you right now, Jeff Brisbane is preparing for war.
He absolutely is. That man, think about what he's assembling.
Can you read it off for everybody
Okay,
at
all right.
home?
This is
to understand, Bill Pearson, in my opinion, was one of the first-round picks.
Right.
He just went in the 3rd
Right.
to possibly a team that was already stacked.
Yeah, you got Jeff Brisbane on his own. Always competes. He's in the top 10 in many categories. Then you got Bill Pearson just added, Jeff Perro, and Matt O'Brien. I want to point out that Jeff Perro and Jeff Brisbane have never played on the same team, I don't believe.
Ever.
There was actually, those guys go back a very long time. I think that's a dynamic that this journalist is excited about.
This is unbelievable, Dick. I got to say that I don't know that I've had more respect for a club besides teams like the A's, the Thundercats, dare I say,
Say it.
Wiffle Kings. I'm just saying. The Wolfpack is ready to hunt tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
I'm
me?
really impressed.
Are you kidding me?
I'm really impressed.
I'm sorry. Is there 4 pitchers on the roster?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Is there 4 pitchers on the roster?
Yep, that sounds about right.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Let's just take a minute. Is there exorcist music
Laney
or anything
and a
going
player
on?
to be named later, though.
There's
that
still
wrinkle,
another player coming. It's huge. They
Yeah.
have an NWO pick.
That's NWO who gets the player to be named later.
Oh. Thank
so
you.
that could be
interesting.
we need to get that language ironed out before we go off the air tonight if it's not settled.
Who am I putting on the clock right now, Dick,
Okay.
here in the 3rd round?
We're going for the 4th round. The 4th pick in the 3rd round will be Colt 45. Colt 45.
Colt 45 on the clock.
It's true.
Another unbelievable team setting up. Rob Dolan has been an amazing general manager over the years. He has now orchestrated a trade for James McAreevy with cash involved.
Think about that.
Logan buying maybe equipment, alcohol. What is he
Pork.
doing?
Pork. I told you. It's Brian Venn.
There, nobody can confirm nor deny. I have a pick. A pick
You're
is
kidding
in.
me. All right, hold on a second.
Pick is in. Hold on 1 second here. We have our first rookie draft pick in the 2017 draft. Colt 45 on the clock. It's official.
Who is it?
A.J. Palkovich.
A.J. Palkovich. That's a big.
He is a newcomer to MLW in 2017.
Has me curious.
His rookie campaign could start off against some of the toughest competition seen in tournament history. Where do we go from here?
I got to tell you right now, does he know something? Does Rob Dolan know something we don't hear?
Nobody talked about this guy.
No.
A lot of people were talking about some of the other rookies, A.J. Bloomfield or Tony Bloomfield, as some people, his friends, call him, and also Jesse Stiffen talked about heavily in the rookie draft class. Nobody.
As I understand it,
nobody talked about A.J. Palkovich going this early. Dick Forskins, please.
As I understand it, the only thing I know about this fellow is that his friends call him Tony just to confuse people.
Wow. Okay. We do have two AJs. That's pretty unique. Okay, who we putting on the clock, Dick?
Oh, geez, I'm sorry. It's going to be the raw dog here. Logan Perro.
Logan Perro, you officially have 4 minutes and 59 seconds.
Wow.
To send in your next pick, raw dog, on the clock. Wow. I don't even know who to speculate on. This has been a shit show.
I don't even, honestly, I would never have seen any of these trades coming. Some of these picks, I'm telling you.
There weren't even trade rules at the beginning of the draft, Dick.
Okay, so
think about that for a second.
If you're looking at these teams as they stand, you're still feeling that it's Wolfpack?
I gotta believe right now, draft undone.
Right.
Wolfpack wins it. I don't see
it's a dangerous team on paper.
Joe Burns is putting together a good squad, but
yes.
at the same time, with all these other antics going on the side, I think that the big trade is going to go to Jeff Brisbane, who somehow worked it like a true musician.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what to say.
It honestly, it's been a whirlwind of activity. The press room next door, out of control. The war room, out of control. And all right, we're being told the pick is in. Well,
I'm being caught off guard here. I was drinking.
Here we go. Logan Perro with the
pick. Clap ahead of time.
Really? Okay.
Unbelievable pick right now. I gotta believe.
Okay.
Gotta believe that this is one of the greatest third-round picks ever to happen. There it is. Dags, the great.
That is huge.
The man is not only a myth, he's a legend.
He is. That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal.
So Logan Perro finally adding an additional arm.
Another veteran, though.
A champion, if I may. The guy's got two champion teammates right now as a general manager. That's not something that can come by easily in this draft.
Tony Vallone, Brian Venn,
three
Chris
champions.
D'Agostino.
I'm sorry, three champions.
Right. You know, and then he's got himself there. It'll be interesting to see how Logan Perro. Obviously, we have not.
I have to say, age is not on the young man's side right now, even though he's a young man.
Right, they're all veterans.
He just took a 41-year-old. Let's do the math here. Quick math.
Let's do it.
Right. All right. You got a pen and paper over there.
All right, I'm over here.
41.
Sure.
I think Tony's around 34, 35. Okay.
Sure.
So I'm going to carry the one there.
Sure.
And make it an 80. 76.
Sure.
76,
sure.
I think we're at.
Yep,
okay?
yep.
Now I'm going to add Chris's. Jeez, I don't know. I'm going to say he's 38, 39.
It's a ballsy
say
pick.
He's right up there. Okay?
It's a ballsy
What
pick.
does that give me? Because I can't do the math from that point. 76 and 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking to me?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I think we're in the hundreds. I think we're in the hundreds.
Listen.
Logan Perro can add his to that and still be under 120. That's frightening.
Listen, all I know is he's stacking his team with veterans, and that's not the worst. That's not the worst strategy he could have gone with. As we see construction going on in the war room.
The war room already being cleaned up. Apparently.
Jesus. All right, show's over.
Show's over.
Jesus.
People leaving the war room.
Okay, real nice.
There's
Real nice.
the captain, a Wiffle Wives. She's there with us. Maybe they turned the speaker off. She doesn't even act like
I'm
we're
hearing
there.
it elsewhere. I almost think they're like streaming it somewhere.
I don't know what's happening right now. Eileen, can you hear me? Eileen, can you hear me?
Like, do you hear? Like, we're on a delay. All right, they're up to something. I think they're watching it in the living room or something.
On the clock.
So hopefully
Who's on the clock?
Hope they know they're on a delay.
Let me
the
start
first
clock.
pick in the 4th round will be the NWO. It's Matt Knopper on the clock. And I think the pick is in.
The pick is in. This is really a good addition, I got to say. I'm shocked this guy's going in the 4th round. I had him going much earlier.
All right, we'll get the cat out of the bag.
Second round pick. I can't find it anywhere.
Come on.
Can't find it.
Come on. There he is.
Paul Dumas.
Big pick. Big pick, Paul.
Paulie is a 3-tool player. I'm shocked. This guy is one of a kind. He'll play through anything. Look at his injury right there. He's
guy's got
openly
grit.
bleeding.
The guy has grit. That's a huge pick for the black and white of the NWO.
I'm going to turn it right around, I think.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
You know,
NWO
it's
is on the clock.
They're back up.
We need his pick in 4 minutes, 59 seconds. We are approaching the end of this draft. We're going to take a quick break.
Let's do that.
And then we're going to go into a ridiculous amount of speculation.
I really
want to
know
who's the garage door closed for the neighbors.
I really want to know who's on the clock. That's really my question. I mean, who's still on the board? Excuse me. I apologize. I'm just curious who's still left on the board. That's just me. But we'll talk about that when we get back.
We're going to bring you live coverage of round 5.
Round 4.
Round 4.
Round 4 continues.
Continues in just a few moments. Actually, less than a few. Probably 120 seconds. We'll be right back.
Feels good. Bring the penny. Just another payday. Come on. Oh, come on. A little bit more. Come on. A little bit more. Oh, keep it off the floor, Brock. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Ooh, that was last night's protein shake. Oh, well. Come on. Oh, yeah. Off the floor. Off the floor, Brock. Come on. Oh. That was last night's estrogen shake. We're back. Welcome back, everybody. It's our continuing coverage of round 4 of the 2017 Venn Memorial Riley Cup Draft Night. The first ever.
Is this the first pick in the 4th?
Second pick in the 4th.
Okay. It's in.
Let's do it.
Let me get the graphic ready.
All right, let me get my sound.
We are here. The next pick in the draft is Lucas Manning.
Whoa. Great pick.
This guy is no stranger to the tournament. Let's just be clear right now.
That's a good
He
pick.
can pitch.
Yeah.
He can hit.
Yeah.
Got a golfer swing. Like when he hits it, it's gone.
Right.
It's gone.
If he catches it flush, forget about
Let's be real clear on a couple of things.
it. Sure.
Pitching.
Really?
You know, I'm just saying. But here we are. This guy swings a bat with the best of them.
With the greatest of ease.
Wow. We have a lot going on right now.
That's a good pick.
Who am I putting on the clock?
It's the
at
Raw
this
Dogs.
point? The Raw Dogs are on the clock. 4 minutes.
Here we go.
59 seconds. We need the pick. We are approaching the final couple of picks.
You
and
think?
then
Yeah,
we will
nice.
get into
Speculation.
the nastiness
Yeah.
that is our opinions.
We'll do a couple interviews.
Possibly. I believe
Maybe.
a couple of phone interviews as well.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Crazy.
I'm just
Throwing it
saying.
out there. Raw Dogs on the clock.
Let's talk about Logan's picks right now.
Sure.
Tony Vallone,
Brian Venn.
the all-time leader in home runs.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
You
kids.
just said another name,
Brian
Venn.
Venn. Yep, you've heard it.
The third all-time home run leader. What is this kid doing? Because clearly he's not drafting pitching. So it looks like he's betting all of his chips on the fact that the bats, the lumber of these old veterans, is going to come to task. Dag's also a known RBI machine. The guy won a ring with the ball bags.
So, I mean, I'm looking at this. I'm just trying to put myself in the head of Logan Perro here. Drafts James, and then immediately trades him, gets $100 out of the deal, and immediately picks Tony Vallone. It's an interesting ploy.
I gotta say, the
he
kid
made
pulled a
$100.
trick.
He made $100.
Did Dolan have the proverbial wool over the eyes right there?
I don't know.
Did that just happen?
He may have been played
Did
in
Logan
a certain
come
way.
in raw dog?
And just I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna fleece somebody.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna take somebody that
and
somebody
I'm gonna
wants.
get the pick I want.
Right. I'm gonna pick somebody up
lay it down.
that somebody else wants.
I
That
think
I don't.
you're onto something.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
kid has been paying attention.
Yeah. Let's give it up.
Oh,
That might be.
Wow.
Honestly, the more I think about it, I've had some time, obviously, to process it. That's an interesting
yeah.
pick.
Let's be real right now because we were both shocked.
Yeah.
With the Laney move.
We needed time.
I mean, we know Laney's good. Let's be
of course.
honest.
Jesus.
But this is some sort of move that you would expect for some other crazy veteran like Venn or Morwin.
Right.
And here's Laney getting traded for two people and a possible a future in return for NWO. I just gotta say, man, Matt Knopper looks desperate in that move. And now when you switch it over and you look at what Logan's done,
Right.
he looks genius.
Right.
And he's the youngest GM in the field.
Listen, time will tell if Matt Knopper made a good decision or
I
not.
think it
We're
was
not
a
going to
bad
know.
decision.
Listen, we're not going to know until tomorrow afternoon. That's the big day as the clock winds down for Raw Dog here.
We have 1 minute 30 seconds. We need Raw Dog's pick.
Man.
There is a lot going on.
All right, I guess it's in here.
Pick is in. Oh my God. This kid is adding bats to the lineup. Dan Shipsky.
Whoa!
Raw Dog has now picked up another proven at bat.
That's a big signing.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't even know who to pick at this point. I was
Right.
all over Wolfpack.
I'm telling you,
Raw Dogs is slowly emerging as a team to beat.
I'm going to tell you right now that from this point on, I really don't think there's a bad pick left.
Well, there isn't a bad pick in the draft.
Everybody who's left here is going to be able to provide a critical piece to any team. As we look,
I was about to put Colt 45 on the clock,
Sure,
but
I
I've
was about to
already
lead you there.
received.
Oh.
I've already received their pick. This is one of the first members of Legacy besides Eli to go.
No way, it can't
Dan
be.
The neck, I believe.
It is.
Valente.
Valente going
Wow.
to Colt 45.
Colt 45 picking up a proven champion right there. I gotta say, Valente doesn't have a ring, but this this guy's nasty. He hits with the best of them.
Yeah, this is interesting.
I don't know if I've seen him pitch personally, but wow,
That's an
what
interesting
a pick now. Who am I putting on the clock?
All right, so now we're going to be looking at Jeff Brisbane and the
Wolfpack is on the clock.
Yep. For the
4
last
minutes,
pick,
59 seconds. Jeff Brisbane, manager of the Wolfpack, is now on the clock.
we have the last
There
pick
cannot be many.
in round 5 as Jeff Brisbane's on the clock. Will Senna here in the booth alongside Dick Foreskins, the voice of Wiffle Ball. It's been an incredible night, Will. As we near round 5, what's on your mind? What's happening?
Moving.
Oh.
Moving. Things.
As we approach round 5, how do you feel about this draft right now?
I got to say, in the 5th round, I'm confused.
Yeah. I'm titillated. I'm aroused.
I'm questioning my every thought.
Sure.
I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
Sure. It's a lot to
The
take in.
people at home must be brutally
Exhausted.
confused and not knowing. I'm sorry.
It's a big pick. Jeff Brisbane on the clock. He's got to make a pretty hard decision
I
here.
don't even know who's on what team.
I'm pretty clear on who's on what team. My confusion right now is who's left and what's going through the mind of those GMs down there as the war room has moved inside. As I understand it, the GMs have spread out.
There was a lot of
Look at that.
discontent. The war room.
I don't think they like.
Up.
I don't think they like
They
being.
moved right out.
Yeah, I don't think they like being in a other location here. As Jeff Brisbane, hold on a second. The GM of the Wolfpack. We got to figure out what mic he's gonna grab there.
I think this is 3.
Oh, there you are,
Yeah.
buddy.
How we doing?
Wow, we are being
Let's
joined
go.
right now. Wolfpack, black
In
and
the
white. people.
house! Most definitely in the house. All right, Jeff Brisbane joining us here. You have the final
You
pick in
clearly
round 4.
charged into the room. You knocked over Joe Stats, our producer, still getting off the ground back there.
Either he'll be fine or he
Yeah,
won't.
he doesn't know
Either
how to
way,
use those
the
fingers
show
anyway.
must go on. The
That's
show
right.
must go on.
Thank you.
Guys,
well, clearly, I'm going to give you the table.
Thank you. My pick in this round is Jesse Stiffen, rookie. Jesse Stiffen.
Wow.
Who will be the player to be named later, being sent to NWO?
To NWO.
Okay. All right. So in a move, moving on, a draft pick, Jeffy.
Jeffy.
Jesse Stiffen
Excuse
is moving
me.
over.
Jeffy took Jesse Stiffen.
Wow.
And then traded him.
There we go. And traded them immediately to who?
NWO as a player to be named later in the Sean Laney from Matt O'Brien, Jeff Perro
transaction.
trade. It completes that transaction.
The second
we're good.
rookie now to be
hold on,
taken in
Jeff,
this year's
Jeff.
draft. Please sit
Jeff,
with us for a moment.
hold on,
because
hold on.
We
I'm
have
just-
a lot going on. I'm not going to put anybody on the clock. I'm going to give extended time, Dick Foreskins.
If I can.
Extended coverage.
Jeff, are you
from Dick Foreskins?
Jesus Christ, let me fucking know. Are you Jeff? At this point, as you said, you concluded the transaction. Are you happy to be done dealing with Matt Knopper at this point? To have that hanging over your head?
I'm just getting started dealing with Matt Knopper. We're going to see him tomorrow. And,
Wow, I love it. Now let's talk. Will, I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about this this club you're assembling. I don't know if you've been able. I know you've been very busy in the war room. If you've been able to follow our coverage,
we've had you guys pumped in, yeah.
Okay, well, let me tell you,
we're pumping.
Let's
pump it up right now, Dick Foreskins.
You're pumping us up. We are live. You're pumping us up with some of your picks here. Talk to us about how you're feeling right now in your position in this draft.
Yeah. I'm going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. I chose a lot of character guys, guys that I will look forward to playing with every year going forward, or for as long as I'm able to play.
Do you think this
I'm
is
ready to get on? And I've got pitching. I've got tons of hitting.
Seriously.
So when I mess up on the mound, I'm going to have guys coming up to knock.
So do you believe that this is maybe your best chance at a ring since possibly your last meeting with maybe Porn on the Cob?
I'm going to say that this is easily, without a doubt, the very best chance
You
I've had since the last tournament. I am really thrilled.
Okay.
I really am.
Great statement.
Yeah.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, let's. Dick, who am I putting on the clock?
I believe
now?
it's going to be the A's on the clock. Joe Burns.
Don't even put him on the clock because the
hold
pick
on.
is already
All right, hold on.
in.
He's not messing around down there.
Holy cow. All right, Burns. The Athletics is now adding the last and final rookie to his lineup. Tony Bloomfield. Give me a minute to find his graphic.
Wow, Tony Bloomfield, another newcomer to Major League Wiffle Ball. These rookies add such an unknown quantity. You and I both know we've had so many rookies come
There's been
from
a lot
the
of rookies put
outside.
their name on the cup, Dick Foreskins.
Absolutely.
It's that serious. You just don't know what to expect. These people come out of nowhere. They blast through lineups. They blast through proven pitchers. Who knows what happens here with Anthony? The word on the street is watch out for the curve.
Really? You heard it here first, folks. Watch out for the curve. As the A's are looking to make the second pick, I believe, in this 5th round. I believe that's where we're at, right?
The second or the first and the 6th?
First, the second. They made this is the first. They made the first.
Gotcha. Boom. It's in. It is in. You speak, Dick.
Wow,
you shall receive.
From my mouth to
my phone.
Sure.
It has now come across. Legacy once again getting broken up and separated.
Wow.
The Rock is now a member of the 2016 champion Athletics. On the clock, I believe, is Raw Dog.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Athletics quietly assembling a very dangerous team as the Raw Dogs are up.
4 minutes, 59 seconds. Oh. What? It had to happen.
Wolfpack, right?
It had to happen.
Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack is on the clock. 4 minutes, 59 seconds. We almost made it through the entire draft.
I'm not convinced.
Screwing that
I'm
out.
not convinced something hasn't been screwed up at this point.
Everything's fine. Let me get that graphic up.
Come on.
As well.
Come on. Oh. Wolfpack. Yep.
Wolfpack.
Yeah, we got it. Wolfpack is up. Just trying to exercise the demons here in Studio 68 2.0. Dick Foreskins here, the voice of Whipple Ball.
Crank it up, fucker.
I'm telling you, man, this has been a whirlwind night. I've said it too many times, and I'll say it probably more in addition to that. Will Senna, as these teams come together, you know, I'm looking
Let them talk. Let them deliberate as we work through it. Let's just soak it in.
Okay, let's
Dick,
talk about it.
16 years in the making. 16 years is what it took to get to this tournament. 16 years is what it took to assemble this group of players in 2017 now that it will vie for the cup and the chance to put their team name on the cup. I don't know how else to play it. If you aren't excited, you're dead about this tournament tomorrow morning, starting at 9:15 roughly.
I'm going to tell you right now, Wolfpack on the clock, and their pick is in, Will Senna. I just got a hot tip. This one really speaks to what Jeff Brisbane said just a moment ago in our studio. The pick is in. I don't want to spoil it. It's not for me to do. I can't.
Oh, don't do it.
Can't.
Don't. I honestly, I got a pick on my phone, and I just got to know. I got to wait. So I don't even know what just
we
happened.
just got it. We
Let's
just got
say
it.
The
Oh, wait. Oh, no. He's changed his. All
They
right.
still have.
Thank God I did not. Thank God I did not
minutes.
announce that.
2 minutes on the clock for Wolfpack. There's no need to rush anything
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, you sure, buddy?
Oh, wait a minute. They
Are you
rushed.
sure?
It's right here.
This is Jeff Brisbane trying to make a pick.
The pick is in. This guy is a mountain of a man from a mountain of a team. Brokeback Mountain.
Whoa.
With the pick in the
third.
third
Third and
round.
the five. Yeah,
third and the
5
fifth round. The Wolfpack. Ow! Take Marty Moore from Brokeback Mountain.
Interesting.
Wow, Dick. I don't even know who I'm putting on the clock, but I know you're going to tell me.
It is Colt 45.
On the clock, who could it be?
Wow, this is a big deal.
Their last pick was Dan the Neck Valente,
That's true.
which assembled another crew with him of KT Smith,
AJ's on that team.
James McGreevy, AJ. I'm going to forget his last name
It's
right
the
now.
rookie, AJ the rookie.
The first rookie overall pick. We'll be back in one moment.
Round left. So in theory, his time would run out.
Yep.
And then Jamie falls.
All right, we are back. A lot of activity here. As you would expect, Draft Night 2017 coming to an end. I believe we just got a couple picks left. But, man, what a night it's been. It's been unbelievable. Some incredible moves, some incredible trades. And it all
What is happening,
It all
Dick?
comes down to these next couple moves here. I'll throw it over to you, Will Senna. Welcome back,
I've been
man.
handed a piece of paper, Dick. I'm going to throw both of us up on the screen right now.
Let's do it.
In conclusion of the draft, Colt 45 additionally gives their last pick over to Raw Dog, in addition to their earlier trade involving James McGravy.
Wow.
And my man is now picking James Perro, former general manager of Steel Erection.
I love it.
Is the last final piece of the draft. Moving over to Raw
That's
Dog. Woo! The draft is now complete.
Wow.
Dick Foreskins, I'm just going to throw it over to you for a couple of seconds
Sure.
while I prepare for a couple of things. Give me your thoughts here. I mean,
Right.
we're about to talk to general managers. We're about to talk to some maybe phone callers. Who knows what's going to happen next? A lot of speculation, but just start us off. I mean, wow. The draft is over.
Here's what I'm thinking, man. I got to collect my thoughts, as you said. Man, if we're going to have to start looking at draft scores, grading GM performances. Right now,
I'm going to grade Raw Dog right now with an A-.
I want to tell you right now that I don't think there's a GM who really did a poor job here tonight. I think everybody showed up. Every general manager should be proud of themselves and some of the decisions they made tonight. We have a general manager in studio.
We're setting him up on the mic right now. I'm going to bring both of us in to lead in this historic interview after MLW Draft 2017.
It's big.
Let's talk about it right now. We have one of our first general managers in studio after the draft.
Ooh.
Here we can see the war room is emptied out.
Yep, shut down.
What an amazing time. Later on, maybe we'll put in some family reactions to things, but I think it's broken, so maybe we won't. Dick, your thoughts now as we welcome Logan Perro into the studio.
Logan, welcome to the show, young man.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Now, this is a huge opportunity, incredible performance tonight. You made some interesting moves. Bring me back to the start of the second round when you, towards the start of the second round, you orchestrated an incredible trade. First, you picked up James McGravy, a fantastic trade to begin with. A fantastic pickup to begin with. You immediately, without wasting a moment, traded him to Colt 45 for $100, and then the next pick. Like, you're a fucking genius. Can I say that? Can I?
Let's talk about it.
Walk me through that decision.
Well, picking my team, I had a dream team set up. Of course, it wasn't going to happen, but I had Brian, Tony, Jeff, and Bill on that dream team, and coming out with the ones that I got, my main focus in the draft was to get the players that have won and know how to win.
Love it.
Logan, let me congratulate you,
seriously.
on taking
$100.
next step. Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
$100. Do not let your dad spend that on beer, by the way.
Didn't plan on it.
Let me just say this: you're a general manager. Like, what do you do with $100? Is it women? Is it
Brian,
internet
it's pork,
porn?
Is it pork for Brian?
What are we talking about here? I mean, are you going to put it towards like practice equipment? Clearly, that would be a bad example.
I have no idea what I'm gonna put it towards, but it's gonna go towards something, and it's gonna be worth it.
Love it.
Shots. You wish, Will.
Shots. All right.
Oh man, no, you're
Wow,
not wrong.
Logan. Let's move on to the next topic here. I mean, you have been nothing but a player. Let's just talk about a baller, long sought after. I'm just gonna throw some names out there. Eli Battistoni, Matt Noper have been looking to get you away from Steel Erection for the last couple of years. The womb clause was always in effect for
An
Steel
issue.
Erection.
It's always held. I think it's held
Now
you back.
you're your own man.
Right.
Just show us, MLW fans, what the next 5 years looks like for Raw Dog.
Championship after championship. I'm coming for it.
What? love it. Love it. Well, I got to say, Logan, I mean, is there any other knowledge you want to drop on us before you hit me with that mic?
What team are you afraid of? Is there any team that's been put together tonight that you know you're going to face them all, man? You know you got to face them all. Is it the Whipple Wives? Is it Wolfpack? Is it the White and Black of the NWO led by Matt Knopper? What's the team? Again, it could be anybody. Who are you nervous about? You were in the war room.
To be honest, I'm not worried about any teams this year. I'm just gonna play the game and focus on that cup.
Dude.
Wow, love it.
All business,
love
man.
it. Like, in the end, Logan, one
All
last
business.
question. I know we got to move on. We have other managers we got to talk to, but in the end, what does it mean for you right now, almost a decade into your experience now at MLW, to put your name on that trophy, your team name?
Well, that would mean a lot. Steel Erection never had one. Probably never was gonna get one, the way my dad played. But
well, hey, you got him back again, buddy.
Oh, zing!
My team's better this year, and we're gonna put the name up there this year.
I love it. All right, Logan, we appreciate it. I know we have a horrible producer tonight with Joe Stats. We've got Pat McGroin's name up on the screen.
Don't
right
worry
now,
about that.
This is Logan Perro right now, general manager of Raw Dog, making their debut tomorrow morning, sometime around 9:30.
Huge.
If you're in their way, can I just say get out of it?
Yeah, you're in trouble. Well, good luck, Logan. Great work.
Dick,
Great
I'm
work.
going to pass it to you for a second as we queue up the next general manager. We have a couple in line here at this point.
Sure we do.
But, Dick, what does the tournament mean to you?
Oh, hold on a second. What does it mean to me? The tournament or draft night?
Or both.
Well,
is it like a double penetration?
let me tell you something. I have had a love affair with this business for 17 years, and tonight I feel like this draft held me. It cradled me in its arms, its tender, loving arms, and it nuzzled me sweetly. In studio right now, Pat McGroin joining us. This is
For
huge.
the first time
All night
in
long.
studio.
He's been hunting
Can I
down the
can-
lead.
can I tell you guys
Use
something?
his graphic.
Can I tell you guys something?
Oh, you just messed up.
McGroin has been holding back all night,
There it is.
and McGroin is now standing and ready to participate.
I
And
got
McGroin is practically throbbing with excitement right now.
All right.
McGroin cannot wait
Well,
to
I got-
dive in
I have a
and dive
question.
in deep, as deeply as McGroin is able. We all have our limitations. McGroin is no exception.
Clearly, I have a question for McGroin right out of the bat. What does
Please.
it feel like to have a giant NWO behind you? Because he's on camera and
From what I understand,
his legs are spread.
From what I
you can
understand,
see up his shorts.
from
and-
what I understand, he's no giant. So
Oh boy. All right, let's
All right, this is where
let's
the fun
tone
begins.
it down. Tone
Wait
it
a
down.
minute. Is that a? What? Can you hold that bottle up again? What?
oh, it's a chubby stubby.
Tuesday.
It's a chubby stubby.
It's banquet night, people. From the folks at Super Smooth, we bring you the pint-sized bottle of the banquet that's
Man.
enjoyed by many from Golden, Colorado.
It's a classic beverage. Jeff, Pat McGroin.
Thank you.
I know.
And you're welcome.
There's a lot going on. We're just going to invite. Just turn the camera this way here. We're going to invite somebody else in.
Listen,
We've got 4 mics. We've got 3 cans, but life is fantastic. We have another general manager sitting next to Pat McGroin, the historian of
Pat.
wiffle ball.
Hello.
Can you see him?
Yep. Pat, you've got 5 rounds of draft picks here.
What is going on?
What pick stands out to you as the most startling or titillating?
I've been titillated. McGroin has been titillated all night, and McGroin was so excited earlier, prior to even participating, that McGroin, the tip of McGroin, the upper tip area, was moist. Now this happens when McGroin gets excited. And
Uses super smooth
tonight,
for
It's
his
super
was-
clear.
tonight was no exception. Now, I think every pick was absolutely fabulous. There wasn't a bad pick to be made. But if I was going to pick one startling pick, I gotta say. The first pick. Let's just start there. And Bill Farrell going number 1 was great. It's a solid pick. You can't argue with it. But I know a lot of people a few people were very loudly saying that Sean Laney should have been number 1.
Sean Laney being chief among them.
Oh, absolutely, as he usually is.
Well, let's talk
Fortunately for us,
Yeah.
he's on a plane somewhere.
but
and we don't have to listen to him, but we do
I brought
have
Matt
a
Knopper with us.
voice
Yeah.
He's on his
for
way.
him right
Yes.
here.
So
Yes.
let's talk to Matt Knopper. Matt, you were able to, at first it appeared that the Thundercats had been torn asunder. that Jeff Brisbane.
They
of the
were
Wo-
torn asunder.
They
We
were.
were.
And much like every Marvel or DC comic, the hero reemerges.
I'm sure if you look at the reactions earlier tonight, I fell to the ground and
We might have that.
We actually have you crying.
I
We
was in
didn't
tears.
send that out.
I
but
was.
we didn't tell anybody you wet
I was
yourself.
upset. I was so confident that I was going to land him. I had pre-made him an NWO jersey with Lights Out Laney right on the back. And then when the draft order came out, I teared it up. But then I turned my GM pants on, and I said, "Well, you know what?
You did whatever it
From,
took.
from what I'm told,
Somebody's gonna take
from what I'm told,
Well,
the other GM approached him with the idea, but that's okay.
Let's let's dig down deep there.
Shots fired.
Matt, going back to that participation, which McGroin was in the war room all evening. He's going to give us lots of insight over the next couple of hours.
I was calling it the hot box, and McGroin is in the hot box.
Yeah. Because he hasn't been on the. We've been on the air for 3 hours, so now we expect 3 hours from you.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got it.
2 hours and 53 minutes, 48
McGroin
seconds.
can go all night.
I'm going to go into my one-man
So,
show after
He was
this.
the
back
Adam
to my
Scheffler.
question.
He was the Adam Scheffler.
Matt,
Yes, sir.
lurking back to my question. When you got a historian in the room and you got a GM in your ear, how do you handle that when you know it's your cousin on the line there? You're trying to bring back or reemerge Thundercats championship reigns, minus Mike Morwin, and you move through the emotions.
Yes.
Take us through it. What are the emotions?
Well,
Come on.
All week, my wife has been in a separate room. I've been doing my own thing. I've had about 6, 7
Manually.
That sounds awesome.
6, 7 mock drafts.
Sounds quiet.
That sounds awesome.
Super quiet.
And
Like,
a lot of-
can you explain that slowly to me?
Hold
Like-
on, where's the crickets?
So what
is this what you heard? Hold on, give us a sec. Is that what you heard?
Oh, that sounds
But
awesome.
you got to use a little
I
super
can
smooth in the
concentrate
mix.
when I hear that sound. Let me hear it again.
sorry.
I can concentrate when I hear it. It sounds like work getting done to
Sounds
me.
like work getting done. Super smooth in hand.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
no
right.
idea.
Super smooth. You know what it's for.
So 6, 7 mock drafts, and actually 5 of the 7 were life without Laney. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
Well, you got to prepare for that.
You
so you
do.
know what?
Well,
As a
you didn't
general
know the
manager, I
trades were coming.
respect
Right.
the fact that you're going to go to war that way going, I'm not going to have my best friend maybe, but I'm going to get the best warrior.
Right. And then so when it came down, I had 5th and 6th, which is probably the best position to be in.
That's right. I
For
said it.
many reasons. One, you're
I
going
said
to
it
get
myself.
2 really good players, or 2, you can package them together to get the player you want. So, was I sad I was drawn first? Yes. But was I excited once I found out what I could do with those 2 picks? Even more so.
So let's just go through a scenario, if you don't mind, Matt. Well,
Yes,
we got
no,
you. I
please.
like to play these games.
Land it down. I had the mock drafts in my head as we
We're
speak.
in the 3rd or 4th game of your round robin, which we're about to announce in a couple of minutes.
Right. We got to go through that.
Can't wait.
Wow.
But you're in it. I teased you with a feather and maybe a carrot. But
Ooh.
I
Is
don't
that what
know.
that was? A carrot?
I don't know.
Likes
I know you don't like carrots. That was a
24
horrible
karat
analogy.
gold. All right.
But let's just take you through the motions now. It's game 3. It's game 4. You're 1 and 2. Laney's not proving out to be the pitcher you hope for. Who's your second pitcher?
Well, we got Paul Dumas. The fact that he fell that late might be the steal of the draft.
That's an interesting, interesting insight.
He
I'd
is
agree.
a,
I'd agree.
Interesting insight.
I'd agree.
In
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that. There really isn't.
In fact, I was so excited that he fell that far that because Laney's plane may be delayed, Dumas might get the start. I know it sounds bad, because
Really?
Laney
Okay.
was, a big trade, big deal. Gave
He's
up
a
lot
solid
of
pitcher.
prospects for him,
He's
but
a solid
Paul Dumas
pitcher.
is a solid pitcher.
Not to mention a great hitter.
You know what? He's
the
a
same-
solid hitter and he's a solid fielder.
Everything.
A lot of people didn't talk about the fact that Paul could probably be a 3-tool player on any team in the league. He's
High on
coming
my
from
scout board.
legacy.
Yes,
Let-
high
I
on
mean,
my
let's
scout
believe
board.
it.
Right. There's a pedigree there.
And you know what? I'm just going to say this. Legacy is maybe one of the, besides Boston Massacre, is maybe one of the most shattered teams
Yeah.
of the draft.
They're all over.
So, with the addition of Paul, I got to question a lot of things here. This reporter is looking behind the lines. I think Paul wanted out of Legacy. I could be wrong. This
That's
is
interesting.
complete theory on my part, but I think you're going to see a blossoming of a player. You're right.
Get out
he
from under
may
the
be
thumb,
one of the,
tyrannical
greatest
thumb of
Eli Battistoni. I'm just going to say Paul may actually blossom into what could be a premier player in any of the draft. I hope he doesn't get taken in the supplemental next year by
Well,
someone else.
As McGroin has in front of him, he has inside information from one Paul Dumas texting me throughout the night.
Mr. McGroin, do you want to
wanna share that?
Do you want to share that, or is that
Please.
in the Russian?
Well, It was,
Are you colluding?
I decrypted,
Are you colluding
I
with the
decrypted
Dumas
it.
family?
I did decrypt it.
I love WikiLeaks.
And he said, LOL, it's already over. Just give us the trophy.
Wow, just give us the
Whoa!
trophy. So Paul Dumas clearly feeling very, very confident, excited to be a part of the NWO Black and White here.
I'm going to say this. I got out of coffee this morning. I was unceremoniously disturbed
Is that a
by
text?
somebody trying to get involved with my coffee hour.
Is that a trade?
And there was a general manager talking to TMZ. And he said, Paul Dumas, sleeper 2017. I tried to ignore him, but I couldn't because I spilt my coffee all over him. But I'm going to say right now, it may be the sleeper pick of the draft. Not going to lie, that's a great pick. The only one that may trump that for me is Jeremy Durfee.
Yeah, that's
who didn't
pick.
go in the first round, but he went quickly.
Easily could have. Easily could have. Yep.
And he was also one of the talk about players to be named later in the forecast. So he was high on my draft board as well.
I gotta believe this slugger doesn't go to any unspeculated trades.
Yeah.
If any general manager who throws away this guy for anything other than a first and a second and a third and a fourth doesn't know what they're talking about. But that's just Will Senna's opinion.
He's one man. He's just one man.
Dick, bring it home to us one more time. Where are we and what's going on?
What are we doing? Well, I'm just sitting here in Studio 68 2.0. Mahalo, Melikaliki Maka, Abugla Yaga Da Waga Mugi Wageo, and welcome. Thank you for tuning into our continuing coverage. It's me, it's Dick Foreskins, the voice of Wiffle Ball, live in studio. Oh, now you guys have something to say. Go ahead.
Now, Pat McGroin, we're going to pass it over to the chief wiffle ball historian of MWL. You've got not only
number one in your
experience in the war room tonight, but you've got a general manager of note sitting next to you, a ring winner. If anybody, give us who was on the biggest hot seat in that war room and let us know what the fuck was going on.
Well, if I could be honest, I have to say that I think every team really is solid. Every drafted team is solid. I don't know who is going to play later than anybody else.
You don't know who's going to play later? Oh, how about we fucking tell you right now?
That is one hell of a teaser.
I was setting you up. I was setting you up.
You want to know who's playing first?
I would say
you're one
I
of
was
these.
just handed. Hold on a second.
Straight from the commissioner's desk.
Jesus Christ. Hold it in front of Dick's face. There it is.
Dick loved things in front of his face. Let me tell you.
I'm not live.
When we come back, I'm going to give you who's playing who in what round, in first round, on what field. Dick Foreskins,
man,
nobody saw me flash that in front of your face because I didn't put it up on the screen.
I tried telling you.
There it is. I'm going to show you next who's playing on Field 1 and Field 2 on the new Venn Memorial Field.
I have a paper cut.
5 minutes. Pee, drink, back.
Mayan.
Whoa! I love it. Draft is over. The speculation begins. Let's get it on. Like
Woo!
Bayan. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just break it all down. Let's bring you up to date on what's going on right now. We have Wiffle historian, the man, the myth, the legend, Pat McGroin in studio. He's been in the war room all evening. He's going to give us reports on exactly
just updating my
what
spreadsheet.
is going on right now, Pat.
Updating
if I
my
could just ask you to point the
spreadsheet.
camera a little more towards
Cheat it
our
to the face.
other person in the room, general manager, none other than
How's that? Is that better?
Matt Nopper.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Just like I said, I take
Not enough, Jeff.
one
Not
day a
enough.
year
That's why I asked.
Never
for
enough.
myself over my family, and this is it. I look forward to this all the time.
Well, let's talk about
So,
family.
it's great.
Tomorrow, there's a very, very big chance that you're going to come up against your wife playing for Wiffle Wives, the 6th team that did not take part in the draft tonight. You want to give us any opinion on your thoughts on why they didn't take part in the draft?
Well, they felt pretty strong about their female alliance, and they didn't want no excuses. They didn't want to hear, "Oh, we won the title because we had this guy. We won the title because we had that guy."
I respect that.
You know what?
So
There's
they
nothing wrong with
wanted
that.
to stay strong, female strong, and you know what? I don't blame them. And they're scary. They have little to no experience on the live feed, but they're here for fun. Where a lot of us guys are here for competitiveness.
That's what it's all
So
about.
They're here for fun. So
It's
they're
all
going to
about
be
competition.
They're going to be very dangerous, and I've seen some videos, my wife included, of some pictures on their team, and I'm not gonna lie.
Let's talk about that. What's it
dropping
like
chairs and stuff
in
like
the afternoon hours after you guys finish dinner? You finish with the kids. You guys are both professionals at this point. What's it like to be MLW athletes trying to get the workout in before tomorrow? So much on the line.
So what it used to be was myself and Sean going out in the back getting our warm-ups in. Now we have to assign field times. That's how bad it's been.
Does it add any stress?
You know,
That's right. I asked the hard
What
questions.
what does that do to the sensual time? if
There's
you
a
don't-
little bit more super smooth in an opera household during this time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well, we
imagine.
know what it's for.
You
Well,
know what
I understand your deal.
If I was a smart producer, I would have loaded that graphic.
Don't underestimate
Joey
yourself. Sir. You
Stats.
did a great job.
I swear to God.
Super
Matt,
Smooth is still my sponsor for the next 10 years.
that's
though.
right. You're
Well,
locked
you
in.
signed a long-term deal. Let's talk about that. What's the yacht like that Super Smooth is providing you every other year?
Uh-oh.
Well, you know how most people that buy a yacht usually put a pretty woman's face on there, a sexy body. I had the Super Smooth logo with a lotion bottle as every corner of that yacht, and it is beautiful.
That is fantastic. Matt,
Speaking of beautiful ladies,
we're being joined by none other than Wiffle Wives
Hello.
Matter, General Manager Eileen Venn. Thank you for joining the show. This is an unexpected
what an occurrence.
surprise.
What
Thank
an
you.
occurrence.
I'm very nervous.
What do you feel after the draft?
We're in it to win it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not here for fun.
All right.
Complete opposite what I had on the scouting report.
Okay. All right.
We're taking no prisoners,
Love it.
and people are going down. And people might cry tomorrow, and I'm not going to feel bad about it.
Wow. Well, you know what? That's interesting because let's talk about your first round matchup right now. You guys will be playing Colt 45 in your first game. Now,
They
are a 2014 champion. Of late, they've fallen off. That may or may not give you guys an advantage. Eileen Venn, as general manager of Wiffle Wives, who's your starting pitcher?
Yeah, please let us know.
Or do you not want to let us know?
Jenna.
Whoa! A known master of the nerve along the nine percentile. Jenna is not only one of the greatest female pitchers of all time, she's also known to strike a man in the groin when he walks by and yell score.
She's taking people down with the nerve pitch.
I've heard that she's been skillfully chipping away and mastering that very pitch. And I'm excited to see how confident you ladies are. You don't need no man.
No, because after that, we got Shannon stepping in.
Whoa! Wow! All right, well, you
She
got to
can make
give
it
her a lot
over
of
the
respect.
plate. She told me she can make it over the plate, and that's all we're looking for tomorrow because it doesn't matter if people hit the ball because we got it in the field.
Well, you know what? That's a great point, and it's
Yeah.
a great segue, Eileen, to how long the fields are being extended out. You know, Dick, let me throw this over to you for a
God
second.
damn it.
Just so I can do this. Look at the note I was just handed by the commissioner.
No one has handed me a
It
note.
just came out.
Nope.
It just
I want to know.
It fell over. God damn. All right. this just in, and this
It's
was
big.
updated on the rule sheet on the homepage of Ven. There you go. Can you see?
I can't
Hashtag
see
no
it.
prisoners.
Dick Foreskins, can you? It's there.
What does it say?
I see your
Whipple
arm
Wise
over there. Oh my thing's it moves.
Whipple
Nice
White
one.
virus.
It-
Hashtag no prisoners.
Whipple Wives are playing Colt 45.
Yes.
Is that what's going on right now?
You said is it 6 versus 3?
6 versus 3 Whipple Wives Matter will meet with Colt 45, 2014 champions. Eileen, what do you feel about going up against? You look awful relaxed. What do you feel about going up
Confidence
against?
is high. Confidence
Wow, I clearly can someone give her the mic because she's sitting back there.
Hashtag no prisoners.
Wow.
Woman of very few words. She means business. Ladies, I wish you the best of luck. It sounds like
love
you
it.
guys have
I
a
love
game
it.
plan.
Yeah, no,
It's a-
we're gonna win it tomorrow, and it's gonna be the opposite. Because think about it, a lot of times the new person that comes in
Almost
wins
yeah.
it,
Yep.
You're right.
and it's
We had a
not gonna be
string.
any different this year. You're underestimating the ladies, and what do they say? Never underestimate the ladies.
Well, behind every great man is a greater woman, and I
Thank
think
you.
we may see
Yes.
that in action tomorrow
Whipple
afternoon.
Wives. Follow them tomorrow on
Thank
VenMemorialField.com.
you. Don't be afraid.
You love it.
Yeah.
Hashtag no prisoners. Write it down.
Woo.
We'll bring Pat McGroin back in a few minutes. For now, Dick Foreskins, the voice of Wiffle Ball. Let's turn it over to the two of us
Oh,
for a
man.
minute. We do still have GM Matt Knopper in tow. What a representative Eileen was for Wiffle Wives. It's
It's going to be an amazing afternoon tomorrow, and I like their odds. I think a lot of people are saying Whipple Wives won't get a win. Whipple
Wow.
Wives can't win.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
I agree.
Bullshit.
I
I call
agree.
bullshit. You know what? I might even gather. I think they're gonna win the first one. I'm not gonna lie.
Colt 45.
45 is a strong team. They're a very long heritage, but I think he did a lot to keep his team together,
They-
and that's gonna hurt him in the end. I think the Whipple Wise Matter is gonna come
I-
out.
I'm
on
gonna
top.
Really? You think going back to, let's say, party lines or Colt 45 lines, let's say it, is going to hurt him in the end?
I think some of them were looking to get out. I've heard it. Some rumblings over the last few years, and some of the trades that were down there. Throwing $100 bills around at Logan
Interesting.
Perro.
Interesting.
It seems like
Rob Dolan throwing his money around.
it seems like Dolan wanted to get everything done his way, and he's just throwing money around. Something like he almost won at the track. But I'm telling you, inside scoop, maybe there
Wow.
might be some tension on the field when
Well-
they lose the first game,
Well,
and I think they will.
that's an interesting point. I do think we're going to see some interesting matchups. We know one matchup. Will, are you able to bring us up to speed on another matchup we might be able to see?
All right, let's get right into it because I've been handed a lot of things that are going on right now. Everything is not fine. So we're going to go over right now tournament format. I don't know if everybody's ready for that, but we haven't even discussed it. And we don't know what exactly is going on. But I'm going to give it over to Wiffle historian Pat McGroin, who can possibly shed some
us some
light
numbers.
onto how.
I've just been handed a note.
Okay, hold on. Let me get you on camera.
Get that
Whoa,
note.
Why
there's
is
a
that?
note there. There it is. There's a note there.
I've just been handed a note.
Pat McGroin, please let us know exactly who's going to play who in round one, round two. The other rounds don't necessarily matter.
Okay. So in
Unbelievable.
round one, I'm not sure of the order, but these are the matchups. Wolfpack at A's.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Athletics. I'm sorry. Again,
It's
history.
all right.
History's
same,
catching up with me.
Same thing. It's all good.
Also,
That will be on field one.
Colt 45
Smoking.
And the Wiffle Wives.
at Wiffle Wives.
We talked about that.
Okay.
And then
Great
also,
extent.
Welcome to the show.
There's
Ro-
only two fields. We only have two fields. So,
Okay.
so those two teams. So Wiffle Wives, Colt 45 on field two.
Athletics and Wolfpack.
I love it. This
What a
is
game.
amazing
What a game.
information.
That's a great
The
way to kick
first
off.
two games have finally been announced. It's been 367 days, I think, and
Five.
we are
Sounds
now
good.
here.
I'm not
Less
about
than,
right.
let's say, 12 hours away
Will
from
Senate,
the first pitch.
Will Senate, Wiffle Ball mathematician at large. Laying it down.
At very large, some would say.
Large.
He's laying it down.
Hashtag super smooth.
And you know exactly.
Mr. McGroin, please lay down what could possibly happen for us. What can we look forward to in round 2?
Round 2 would be Raw Dogs at NWO.
Wow!
Too sweet.
Hold on a second.
Too
We're not
sweet.
moving any further past this game for a second.
It's going to be a good one.
Let
It's
me
going to
just
be a
get
very
this
good
straight,
one.
because please, Mr. McGroin, you are the chief wiffle ball historian.
I'm looking at the
says it right
rosters.
there.
I'm looking at the
to
rosters.
MLW,
So-
and I'm just gonna get this right. Can I just
Sure. So
Logan Perro,
sure.
Tony Vallone,
Yeah.
Brian Venn.
Chris Daggs,
Yeah.
Brian Venn,
Yeah.
and then who?
Maybe the
Dan
goat.
Shipsky.
and
Dan
then-
Shipsky.
What?
Hidden
All
weapon.
right, somebody get Will a
Well,
towel.
well,
What?
and then Jamie Perro. But
All right, well, then we have the general manager. What the hell is going on right now? We know who's sitting in the first game, but let's go over to the Matt Nauper, who's obviously
NWO is Mr. Knopper, Lights Out Sean Laney, Paul Dumas, Luke Manny, and the unknown rookie Jesse Stiffen, which I've heard nothing but good things about.
So
Scouting
through
reports
the
are
luck
solid.
of the draw, let's just say right now, Matt Nauper, you're already a winner. Let's just say this because it looks like you're going to be fine to start Laney first. But let's just talk about it. You don't have to tell us the exact thing you're doing. What's your lineup? Game 1 against the Raw Dogs.
Well, let's just get one thing out of the way clear. You know how I feel about Logan. He's an up-and-comer. He's going to represent us very well in the future. And he showed tonight he's got very good GM skills. But he's going to lose. And it's going to go quick. And the lineup's stacked. 1 through 5. We're not going to lose.
Who bats first for you? Come on.
I'm going to give
up a little bit of dirt here. Or get the
Tickle-
hell out of the
Tickle
studio.
our ass with a feather.
We're probably going to do myself first. Just career batting average wise is a little bit higher. But Dumas, Laney, and then Jesse will let him sit in the back, right?
Can I just interrupt you for a second here?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm going to talk to you realistically as a historian myself. Laney does not have a great batting average.
No, he's good.
Let's talk about it. I mean, he's got a lot of career at
His
bats.
career
He's
batting
got a
average
lot
is
of RBIs.
477.
Well, let's talk about that. What's the Mendoza line for MLW? I got to believe it's somewhere around 520. And he's a great pitcher. He's a great pitcher. And you know what? There's a lot of great players that are underneath that line. But if you want to win rings, you're historically above that line. You know what? You guys all want to laugh at me. But I'm going to call out Pat McGroin in a pre-production meeting talking about Mr. Venn's stats. All right, and just his Boston Massacre stats.
If you took all of his Boston
being
Massacre numbers,
401
he would hit 401
with no rings.
No,
right? We talked about that.
No,
That was a great stat.
wait. You got that stat wrong. For the Boston Massacre, he would have hit 401 if you counted all of his singles and doubles as outs.
Oh darn. Oh darn! So what's that do to his on base and slugging percentage?
If his triples and home runs were his only hits, he'd still hit 400. Is my point.
So that doesn't count as Wiffle King's years. Is that fair?
That is.
Oh, 3 out of his 4 championship years. So you're now lining up Mr. Knopper. I'm just lining this shit up for you, brother, because I call it as I see it.
He does.
And that's what we love
And
about you.
I am a historian of the game. You're going up against the greatest of all time home
Brian
run
Venn.
hitters, Tony Vallone. As it stands, 5 seasons into his campaign. I'm sorry. Mr. McGroin, can you correct me? Am I wrong on that?
You're probably right.
Now you're going up against second, the number 3 all-time home run hitter, Mr. Venn.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
They're the only, I can tell you right now, they're the only team with 2 hitters that have over 30 home runs.
So
who's that?
So that'll account.
They're the only team that has.
NWO?
No.
Raw Dog.
Raw Dog.
Raw Dog.
Raw Dogs.
So let's just. I bet you they're the only team over 70 career home runs.
Don't get too excited.
I mean, we're getting
don't
crazy
get
here.
it twisted.
But
Hold on a second.
you're stepping into a league, Mr. Knopper, with Lights Out Laney getting off a red eye against your first game.
He gets off a red eye almost every year.
What the hell happens, and what are you thinking? Because this is for real right now. This is it. Draft's over. You're on the line. Toe the line. Get up to bat, Mr. Number 1.
What if we did this, right, Mr. Historian? If we look back on the stats, has Tony hit a home run off a Lights Out Laney?
I don't
know.
Do we keep that? Do we keep the
I think Venn has, though.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm pretty sure Venn has.
Oh.
And I know Morwin has, but he wasn't in the draft. So that's 2 out of 3.
Then he was, then he wasn't, then he was,
and then he wet himself.
He put his jewelry on
How do
the
you
line.
feel like? You know what I mean? He's your teammate. How do you feel as a general manager, this guy leaving you out to dry?
I think he just wanted to retire. He retired more times today than Brian Venn has his entire career.
Or at least one season.
He tossed and turned a lot. He's still sending me texts, asking me if I drafted him late. I told him,
I've seen those texts. That actually happened. That actually happened.
I said, you're always on the team. You might have a spot on the
Well,
bench,
you know what? Now that the draft is over, I'll share a memo I got from the commissioner.
Let's hear it
If you want.
Right,
And
we got
it
some
had to do-
Nobody late.
It had to do with Mr. Morwin, who wanted to come in and be a unique ceremonial draft pick. And it's like, this is not a league for ceremony. This is not a league for pageantry or circumstance. You need to be here. You want to be playing the day for the tournament. And you know what? No one takes away from that guy. As it is right now, my man's the GOAT, and that's probably what he's doing at home every day. He's got 5 rings.
5.
5. Let's say it. So you can't argue with his logic, but at the same time, what happens to his teammates, Matt? You're his teammate.
Well, it was a little shocking to find out that he wasn't coming back this year. Family does call every once in a while, but for a man of myself as a family man, my day calls once a year, and that's this. So my dedication is already planned every year towards this tournament. And Mr. Morwin is, he understands my feelings and everything, but he knows he's also welcome at any time if he's willing to come back to the biggest stage in sports history.
Let's say it's 17 years in the making. The draft that no one said would ever happen.
It's amazing.
Wow.
What
There's
a night.
A lot going on
what
here.
A night. What a night. I'm looking at notes and things getting thrown down right now. Late trade proposals I have to deny. It's just it's crazy. It's still going on. I can't believe Burnsy is still texting me as we speak, and I'm
It's
gonna have
on.
to turn him down. It's unbelievable. He's
It's
talking
so
trash.
At some point, though, we need to give the poor people at home a break. And it's got to happen.
The ratings are high.
So, at this point, I mean, we got 3 journalists
Wow,
here.
man.
We have Matt in the room with us,
Sure,
so it'll
sure,
be interesting to watch the facial expressions. But after the draft, we need to give draft grades to each team. Pat McGroin, Dick Foreskins. I have my own notes over here. And then we need to do predictions. Who wins the 2017 Cup? Who fastens their name to that trophy? What goes on? Pat, are you ready? Should we throw it to... All right.
We're
Give
just
us a draft grade first. Matt, you're out of this. We'll shut your mic off. You can hang here, but we don't need the GMs are biased. We understand it. We love it. We love it.
Hello. Hi.
Pat McGroin.
Pat,
I'm glad we have this
Draft
time
grade.
together.
Who gets the top? Who gets the bottom?
Top has to go to Wolfpack.
Whoa!
Wolfpack crushed it.
All right, well, then let's go over the Wolfpack lineup again one last time,
All right.
Dick. Give it to us.
So you got Matt O'Brien, you got Jeff Perro, you got Jeremy Durfee, Bill Pearson, Jeff Brisbane, and Marty Moore.
Okay, I'm done. I'm leaving. What?
That's a good lineup.
Jesus, you had me at Brisbane. My God.
Yeah. You can only imagine how excited he was.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I'm like a light switch right now.
And it's on. It's on.
Actually,
on or off at the same
I
time.
heard that you were more similar to the pushable knobs, the dimmer knobs.
Depending on the angle I'm on all
It's
the
smart.
time. You know? It is what it is. You fucking got that? Dick Foreskins, I'm going to give it over to you. Draft no, did we get the top and the bottom from Pat?
Yes.
We did?
No, he got the top.
What's the bottom?
There is no
Who
bottom.
failed?
There is no bottom.
Whoa!
That's a first.
Wow.
All right, so
The
if I
sexist thing would have been to say the Whiffle Wives, but you blew that.
They did not draft.
Well, I know, but it would have.
I'm gonna
That's
go.
all.
Listen,
Good joke.
if I've gotta throw it out there, best performance in a draft night has to go. The award goes to.
Hello.
It's Jeff Brisbane and Wolfpack.
Wow! All right, okay, so we got the A+ grade.
Yep. Now as
Let's
far as
see the A, D, or or F, E
All right,
minus.
so bottom for me is going to be, for a couple reasons, Rob Dolan,
Whoa!
Colt 45.
Wow.
Listen, you want an answer?
I love it.
Do you want an answer?
I'm not going to lie. I agree with it a lot.
And I think I did. I think I got low when the whistle blew.
I got to say, Dick, those are great. Two great things.
Thank you.
fantastic.
I'm going to move over to mine.
Sure.
An A+ right now, I got to give it to Logan Perro.
Yeah.
The kid's 15 freaking
Absolutely.
years old.
Absolutely.
He not only brought veterans to his squad, he brought pitchers to his squad late. In a draft that saw pitchers come in early. So I got to believe that these guys are going to come in, make a big stance early on. And God forbid you get in trouble with the all-time home run leader, and then
don't
you
do
put
it. Don't do
Ben
it.
behind him.
Don't do it.
And
Don't
then
do it.
after
Don't do
that,
No. When I say don't do it, I mean don't give him that advice. Just don't give him.
It's
don't give him advice.
ridiculous. The kid's got options. Let's just say it. He's got options. He's probably downtown right now saying, "I'm going to use this credit card, or this credit card, or this credit card." My failure in this
He's
draft.
spending $100.
At least 100. My failure in this draft's got to go to Colt 45. I think they're surrounding themselves by other players that they played with for years. They didn't take any chances in the draft. They moved through with familiar. There was not a lot of creative things going on. So I got to believe that right now you got to be very, very careful with who you're picking on draft day. So now we're going to move on to who wins it all. Let's just take a second because we do have a general manager.
That's a tough one, man.
Let's just take a second. Let's soak it in. Venn Memorial Field Riley Cup 2017. We are here. There's 6 unique teams ready to compete. I'm going to pass the torch over to Pat McGroin first, and I'm going to look for his prediction for the 17th annual Riley Cup. Mr. McGroin.
You know, if
please pat it out.
If McGroin was focused on
which he always is,
with laser focus,
he has a single discharge point.
that's absolutely true. Now, did you know that the volume? Never mind.
It's not equal.
No,
it's
not,
cubic
not
input.
Let's just.
Cubic
there's some
input.
science that we could talk about after we go off the air. If I was going to choose somebody
got
to win,
nothing.
you know, it's hard to go against the defending champs when they have the same lineup essentially. Other than although they're missing
Go
their
over that
they're
with
missing
us. What's the lineup
They're missing their
essentially?
MVP. They're missing their MVP. They've got Joe Burns. They got Bill Farrell. They got Mike Farrell. They got Eli Battistoni. They got Tony Bloomfield, and they got Rock. That's a solid lineup, but they're missing their MVP.
Who's their MVP? What?
Matt O'Brien was their MVP. He's on
You're
he's on
correct.
Wolfpack.
Thank you,
He's on
Mr.
Wolfpack now.
Historian.
Yes, he's on Wolfpack.
Correcting me, the
Unbelievable.
ignorant asshole.
Yes,
over
well,
here.
I'm
I
glad-
did not mean to question that.
I'm glad that you
You're
didn't-
right.
I'm glad you
you're
did-
totally right.
Thank you
That's
for
what
not making.
happens.
Thank you for not making a Doolittle Award winner have to stoop so
Can
low.
we dig deeper, Pat?
But if
What happens to Matt on his other team? Like,
on his other team,
what does he do?
well, I would imagine he'd be the leadoff hitter, just turning it over, just crushing the ball all day long, knocking out dingers.
Does he
dingers.
suddenly emerge as a pitcher?
Is it going to be about him?
I don't think he needs to. I don't think he needs to.
Come
pitch.
on, Pat. Give us bold.
Come on,
bold
give us-
All right,
predictions.
you want a bold prediction?
Is the spotlight on him?
I'm saying that Wiffle Wives.
Did the sound
Wiffle
effect
Wives
call
make.
for it?
Can I speak?
Oh, that's
May
it.
I
That's a
speak?
question.
Please.
I'm a Doolittle Award
Absolutely.
winner.
You
Absolutely.
are. You messed the camera up.
Speak.
That's what happens when
Speak.
McGroin.
See?
Speak.
You wouldn't like McGroin when it's angry. Now,
Whoa.
I'm going to say that Wiffle Wives make it to the playoffs,
That's a bold prediction.
and
Whoa!
I just wrecked something. But
What the heck?
if I have to pick somebody to win it, I'm going to say
What?
Raw Dogs win it. Raw Dogs win it.
You
Whoa!
Wait a minute, though.
Wow.
Let's just back up a second. But I'm just going to say this. Hold on. Pat, can
Yes.
you control yourself for a second?
No, I don't think so.
Because you threw me over.
Wow.
I almost fell out of my chair.
Wow.
You, a dude little award winner.
That's right.
Jesus.
Is there a bold predictor
A
award?
Doolittle Award winner just said that the Wiffle Wives Matter make the playoffs, and then Raw Dog wins the cup.
That's right.
That would be a 5th ring for Brian Venn.
Making him the new GOAT. Move over Morwin.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
I
Okay, all
calls them like I sees them.
All right, I'm going to move it over Dick Foreskins for complete continuing coverage
coverage
of the
coverage,
2017.
coverage.
What's your call sign again? Just give us a little echo.
Oh, who?
We love it.
Oh, that's me. Dick Foreskins here, the voice of Wiffle Ball. It's been quite a night, folks. If you're just joining us, then you're...
In draft grades, give us your top and bottom.
Again? All right. Well, that's awkward.
He just did it.
I'll do it again.
Do it again.
Well,
He just did it.
maybe
Who's your Riley Cup winner?
We're doing bold predictions.
Oh, Riley Cup winner. Now, that's a question. Man, it's going to come down in the championship game to NWO and the Wolfpack.
NWO first place or Wolfpack?
No, this is the championship game.
Okay.
It's going to be NWO and Wolfpack. It's going to be the Battle of WCW 1997. And the winner... The winner...
That was a 3 count.
The winner of that game... It'll be the Wolfpack.
Whoa! That will be the second ring for our general manager here. I'm just going to let you know, Matt Knopper, in the last 3 years, Dick Foreskins is 0-3 in
True
picking
story.
his tournament
Very
winner.
true.
So,
That is true.
how do you feel about being his prediction?
Now your comment makes more sense.
Well,
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. He put me in his prediction the last 2 years. He said that we were going to repeat last year.
Yep.
And,
So he has a 33% chance
we saw
of
how that went
being
down.
accurate.
The Jameson.
And his name is Donald Trump.
You know, I always look forward to being in the championship game. You know, I'm here to win every year, no matter what.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate the prediction. His result was a little off.
Listen,
NWO probably will win another title, just to keep my former teammate Mike Morwin on top as the GOAT of this wiffle ball.
Is that
How is that going to
confirmed?
happen? He's not on your team.
No, former. I said former, but that would prevent one Mr. Venn from winning his 5th ring.
Okay, all right.
And
And in doing so, get you 1 ring closer.
get me 1 ring closer. But I like the GM prestige. I like building teams.
Yeah,
making
you've got a
franchises,
knack, brother.
branching off.
You've got a knack for it.
So.
There's really nothing wrong with your franchise, my friend. Now, moving over, I'm going to give you my draft grades. I don't think I did that.
No, you skipped right over it.
You talked about it.
So I got to give an A+ to Logan Perro.
Yes.
The young man came out
Well
of
deserved.
nowhere.
Well deserved.
Seriously pulled a crazy move and somehow got money.
$100.
And an incredible amount of draft picks.
Straight cash, homie.
In a trade that may finally land him a ring. After 8 years, nobody can argue with this young man's experience. I got to go with not only an A+ for him, but I'm going to skip over my degrading rating, and I'm going to go right to the Riley Cup, and I'm going to give it to Raw Dogs. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't even care about the low grade. I'm going to go right to Raw Dogs as winning the Cup. Logan Perro in his first campaign as general manager is going to come through big.
I can see it.
This has been a ridiculously long broadcast. We
Possibly
apologize.
possibly our longest ever at this point.
Dick, I'm going to bring you up in a side-by-side so you can take an amazing credit for this as well. And
ratings are high.
that suit
Thank
shirt
you.
of yours, I'm just going to say right now, 3 or 4 times I've turned that wall behind you white.
Yeah, the color of the wall's changed as the broadcast has gone
got
on.
lighter.
I've been very excited.
It's got lighter.
Super smooth
Interesting.
has been spread throughout the room.
Listen,
And you've grown hair.
a lot is going on.
What's going on?
Folks, if you're just joining us, then
Let me
what
give
do
you a full
You
Shame
missed
on
3.5
you.
hours of the
Shame
broadcast.
on you if you're
Yeah,
just joining us.
Full frontal.
go back to the
2017
archive.
coverage, Venn Memorial Classic.
I gotta tell you, never before has anything like this ever happened.
Trades
I'm
all
at
night.
I'm at a loss for words. I love all you people. It's been amazing. I'm sorry I won't be there tomorrow, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Oh,
Gonna
Dick, we
fix
love you.
healthcare.
No.
Gonna fix healthcare.
Big foreskins, people. Big foreskins.
But in the spirit of competitiveness,
Thank you. Yes.
it's time to say goodnight. What have we learned tonight, Will?
Oh, say.
Give me a second.
Drinks down the hatch.
We've learned 2 things that I know of. One, the draft room closed early. There
it
was
was a
no
dud.
drinks after 9:30. The draft room / war room closed for the evening.
Yep. We learned that every GM came to play hard. Every GM made some really ballsy moves. Every GM.
Every GM? I mean, I could call one out that was not creative.
Shut his mic off. I learned another thing. There's a couple of things that go along with the 2017 Venn Memorial Field tournament. One of them is family. And I got to say, this draft tonight made one thing clear to this reporter. I'm going to not only report on the love affairs that are going on daily, but as soon as Sean Laney gets off, I'm going to ask him what he did to that stewardess and if he grabbed her you know where. And I'm going to ask him another thing. Did the Russians help him get there? Because it's important to know these things. And then I'm going to ask you all, who wins the 2017
We already answered
Ben
that.
Memorial Cup?
We answered that.
Live from Jonesville Fire Department.
We answered that already.
July 29th,
For
2017. You will lose it all. Unless you're the Raw Dogs.
What a show.
Woo! Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. It's been 3 hours and 73 minutes of exciting coverage. The type of coverage that only a man that just myself can provide when the time is right for coverage to be provided. And look at these teams. Guys, I'm so excited. These teams are huge.
Amazing. Smooth.
Can't wait.
Fabulous.
Guys,
Super.
Tomorrow, history will be made. Tomorrow, a dynasty could take shape. Tomorrow, another team puts their name, etches it into history. Tomorrow.
Don't forget WrestleTunes. They're fabulous.
Yes, thank you.
They're fantastic. They're great people.
Good night, everybody.